After transmigrating, I became a deity worshipped by the village, but honestly, I'm not vibing with it at all. For over a decade, I haven't received a single offering, and now my god-tier body is literally starting to crack. This village is crawling with demons and straight-up cursed entities. And my only loyal believer is this one old lady named Lou. Just as I was about to give up on life, I heard footsteps echoing outside. Someone's actually here. I looked over and saw a young couple helping an old woman step across the threshold into my rundown shrine. It's Liu Quan and his wife, bringing along my one and only fan, Grandma Liu. Are they actually here to burn incense? I scrambled back into my statue to wait for the show to start. Mom, you can barely walk. Why are you so obsessed with coming here to pray? This place is literally falling apart. Nobody even comes here anymore. Others might not believe in Xuanyang, but I definitely do. My life was literally saved by him back in the day. Grandma Liu stepped in front of my statue, lit a stick of incense, pressed her palms together, and closed her eyes to pray. Xuanyang, my time is almost up, so I came to pay my respects one last time. Thank you for saving my life all those years ago. I just really wanted to see you one more time. Back then, Grandma Liu was just a little girl named Wan Zi. At 10 years old, she spent every day herding goats on the mountain, only heading home at dusk. One night, a starving wolf lunged out of the woods right at her. Suddenly, a powerful roar rang out, scaring the absolute life out of that wolf and sending it running. Huanzi turned around and saw a mysterious uncle waving at her to keep moving. He looked exactly like my statue Xuanyang. From that day on, every 10 days or so, Zhuanzi would visit the shrine to burn incense and chat with me. She kept that up for decades, until she broke her leg a year ago and couldn't make the trip anymore. On top of that, Grandma Liu also lost her eyesight. Xuanyang, I really wish I could see you one last time. After finishing her prayer, Grandma Liu stuck the burning incense into the burner. Merit points plus 10. Congrats host for completing the newbie quest. Merit points plus 50. The merit system is officially online, granting powers like dreamwalking, blessing, and intimidation. Quest triggered. Restore the statue. Completion rewards you with 200 merit points. A wall of notifications popped up, and I finally checked my system status. This trash system finally decided to actually do its job. I was absolutely hyped to check out this new divine ability I just unlocked. Dream infiltration lets me hop into someone's dream and chat with their soul. Straight up Inception vibes. Old Lady Liu lit some incense alone, and boom, I just snagged 10 merit points. If the whole village starts burning incense for me, my merit grind is gonna go to the moon, right? I looked at Old Lady Liu, and a master plan already started cooking in my head. Once she fell asleep that night, she dreamt she was a young girl again, strolling through a forest, when a figure approached her. Huanzi turned around, and as soon as she saw who it was, she flashed a smile. Master Xuanyang, why are you here? I'm heading out soon, so I had to come see an old friend one last time. Huanzi was shook. I don't want to say goodbye. Thanks for looking out for me all these years, but do you have any final wishes before you kick the bucket? Seeing you one last time is more than enough for me. Don't you want to see your kids and grandkids one more time to say your proper farewells? But I'm just a blind old lady. How am I supposed to see anything? Easy fix. Smell you later. Reality glitched out, and Old Lady Liu woke up. She noticed the oil lamp by her bed was still lit, and her heart skipped a beat. I can actually see again. Liu Quan rushed over to the bedside. Mom, why are you up? Mom, wait, you can actually see. Old Lady Liu started bawling and pulled her son into a hug. The second I woke up, my vision was crystal clear again. It was Master Xuanyang. He let this old bag see her family one last time before I depart this mortal coil. Floating in midair, I watched the whole thing and dipped, feeling pretty satisfied with myself. The next day, some noise snapped me out of my statue hibernation mode. I opened my eyes to see Liu Quan and his wife rolling up to the temple. Master Xuanyang, my mother has passed on. From now on, I'm going to personally make sure this temple is well taken care of. He signaled his wife, and they both started burning incense like their lives depended on it. Host received incense offerings. Merit points are going up, baby. I checked the UI above their heads, and sure enough, those merit values were ticking up. Master Xuanyang, we're heading out. Once we finish the funeral tomorrow, I'm coming back to renovate the main hall. The next day, Liu Quan took his wife to the village temple, but a nosy neighbor saw the whole thing. Yo Quan, what's up with you and the missus today? I thought you hated how your mom was obsessed with worshipping that Xuanyang guy. Why are you suddenly acting like a fanboy yourself? Bro, before my mom left, Master Xuanyang actually worked a miracle and cured her eyesight. You guys should go light some incense. Master Xuanyang will definitely bless you. They all looked at each other, laughed it off, and waved goodbye. Seeing them act like that, I just shook my head and let out a dry laugh. Suddenly, some lady hears what Liu Quan said and comes sprinting over. Quan, is Master Xuanyang really that cracked? Turns out it was a Yun, the Waofu of Lu Daiyu from the village. Of course, I'm not out here spitting cap. Everything I said is facts. Lu Quan sees Ayun looking like she's about to cry and asks, "What's the move?" "My man Dayu went out to pick herbs at noon and still hasn't come back." "Then go find the village chief. Tell him to get a search party moving into the mountains." Dayu, he went to Jupan Mountain. Jupan Mountain is that cursed valley near Lu village, where the place is literally stacked with skeletons and monsters because it's haunted. Anyone who wanders in there basically never comes back out. Why on earth did Dayu go to a death trap like that? It's because my dad took a nasty fall. The doctor said he needs ginseng soup to recover. So Dayu went to Jupan Mountain to grind for some herbs. The village chief is already there with some guys, but they're too scared to enter after dark, so they're just camping at the entrance. Juan, do you think Master Xuanyang will actually bless him in a situation like this? If your heart is in the right place, it'll work. Just pray hard, and Master Xuanyang will keep Dayu safe. Ayun walks into the shrine and grabs an incense stick. She looks at my trashy, rundown statue and says, "Master Xuanyang, if my man Dayu makes it back in one piece, I swear I'll pay to get your statue a massive glow-up." Host received incense, merit points +5. Bruh, only 5 points? I'm looking at Ayun down there like, are you serious? But hey, her wish actually matches my next quest. My spiritual reach is currently absolute trash. Jopan Mountain is right next to Liu Village, but my spiritual sense can only reach the gate. Anything deeper is a total no-go. I've got a massive headache right now, but whatever, let's just pull up and see what's good. I sent my spiritual sense flying out of the idol, straight toward Jopan Mountain. Right as I reached the mountain entrance, I caught a whiff of incense. I took a closer look and realized it was Lu Fu, the village chief. He's out here with the villagers, kneeling and kowtowing in front of an altar. There's a spirit tablet on the altar with the words Mountain God Chifeng written on it. These idiots aren't worshipping me, their actual village god, but they're simping for some random mountain spirit? Seeing this, I'm legit triggered. Lu Fu and his crew are clearly too scared to enter the mountain, so they're trying to bribe the mountain god for protection. Suddenly, I hear a weird chomping sound. I look over and see an owl perched on the altar, absolutely inhaling the offerings. The bird is glowing with a faint red aura. Turns out it's just a low-tier demon. I took one look at the little critter, and a plan started forming in my head. Jupan Mountain is clearly haunted, making it hard for humans to enter, but a demon? That's easy mode. I manifested my physical form and slowly crept up on the little pest. I stared down the demon, and my plan really started to click. Since humans can't get inside, I'll just possess this owl, so I flashed my golden dharma form to get its attention. "Get over here and eat this, you little glutton." The owl stood up straight, saw my golden form, and immediately tried to bolt. I dropped some heavy spiritual pressure, and the bird fell face first off the altar. Look, I'm a merciful god, and I really don't feel like catching a body today. But if you try to run again, don't blame me for what happens next. The owl scrambled up and started bowing like its life depended on it. "Oh, mighty mountain god, I didn't mean to eat your snacks. Please have mercy on this lowly demon." I honestly didn't even know how to react to that level of stupidity. Mountain god? Who are you calling a mountain god? Your whole family is the mountain god. I'm not some local deity. I'm the great Xuanyang. So sorry, Lord Xuanyang. I'm blind and didn't realize I was snacking on your offerings. I've got a job for you, and I need you to get it done. I didn't feel like wasting time, so I just laid out exactly what I needed. The guy you're looking for? Yeah, I saw him. A fox demon dragged him deep into the mountain. Look, I'm not scared of that weasel spirit, but we've always had a don't mess with me, I won't mess with you vibe going on. If I snatch someone right from under its nose, I doubt it's going to be happy about it. Hearing that, I took a second to think, grabbed a candle from the altar, and pumped some of my mana into it. This candle is basically my calling card. You help me finish this job, and the boss here will make sure you get a nice reward. The owl totally got the memo, grabbed the candle, and flew deep into Jupan Mountain. Yo, look at that bird. It's actually carrying the candle and taking off. Village Chief Lu Fu took one look and said, "Uncle, we've already set up the altar. Whether the mountain god actually shows up to help is anyone's guess, so you better prepare for the worst." Understood. Thanks for the heads up, Chief. Man, they never pray to the mountain god until they're desperate. Even he knows they're just pulling a last-minute stunt. How about we hit up Master Hui? I heard if we offer the 3-life sacrifice, he'll manifest. You think Master Hui's debts are free? You're delusional if you think he does charity work. Drop it. Let's never speak of that again. Meanwhile, deep in Jupan Mountain, Liu Daiyu got lost and somehow wandered right up to a house in the middle of nowhere. I'm just a humble lady living in these mountains. Hey there, handsome. You look a bit lost, don't you? Follow me. I'll show you the way. Tired already, cutie? Come on, drink some sugar water and take a breather first. Liu Daiyu couldn't resist the bait, his body moving on autopilot as he drifted toward the beauty. Just as he was about to make his next move, he caught a whiff of a foul, gut-wrenching stench coming off her. And finally woke up to reality when he took a good look at her. realizing she was just a weasel spirit disguised as a human. Panicking, Lu Dio tripped over his own feet, face planted into the grass, and passed out cold. My little snack, why are you running so fast? You've got me working up a sweat chasing you. It slowly reached its hand out toward him. Just as the weasel spirit was about to grab Lu Dio, an owl swooped in from the distance. Stop right there! The owl dove from the sky and pecked the spirit, forcing the weasel to back off in pain. You're one of us, so why the hell are you blocking my meal? Cool your jets, Big Sis Huang. I've been sent by the Xuanyang family of Lu Village, and I'm here specifically to save this guy. Well, Jiashen, you really think you're that guy, huh? There ain't no gods on this Jiupan mountain, bro. The owl finally pulls out a candle. This is the token the Xuanyang family gave me. Take a look and educate yourself. The owl lights the candle, and the magic energy makes the flame turn a straight-up neon blue. The weasel demon immediately senses some crazy energy radiating off it. The weasel cools its jets and starts thinking it over. You should know the rules of Jiupan Mountain. Once the sun goes down, you check in but you don't check out. If this guy can actually find his way out on his own, it's not my problem anymore. The owl swoops down and gives Lu Dio a sharp peck to the head. Lu Dio wakes up in a panic, scanning his surroundings, only to lock eyes with a random bird. The owl does a couple of laps over his head, signaling for Dayu to follow the lead. Dayu doesn't even hesitate, he just starts moving. Uncle Wang, it's getting late and there's no sign of him. I'm worried Dayu isn't making it back. Maybe we should just head out and figure it out later. Dayu, where the heck are you? Suddenly, a tiny flicker of candlelight appears in the distance. Could that actually be Dayu coming home?
Is that you, Dayu?
The fog clears and a mysterious figure slowly steps into view. Dayu! Dayu, what on earth happened to you up in those mountains? Why are you coming back so late? Lu Dio spills the tea on everything he just went through. I was almost deleted by a weasel demon, but this owl straight up saved my life. Everyone finally notices the owl chilling on the offering table. I get it now. The local deity heard our prayers, everybody start bowing. The owl sees the peasants acting up and just tips the whole offering table over with one wing. The bird starts circling their heads, telling them to follow it as it darts off into the distance. Dayu sees what's up and yells, "Move it, everyone." The village chief rounded up the crew, and they all followed out of pure curiosity. The owl led the squad back to the village, diving straight into a beat-up, decrepit shrine. Everyone froze the moment they saw that sad excuse for a building. The Xuanyang clan? No way, did the Xuanyang clan actually send this bird to save us? But none of us have even been to see them. Before I climbed the mountain, I went to visit the Xuanyang clan and begged them for some backup. It's gotta be them. They definitely sent the bird to help us out. Who would thought the legendary Xuanyang clan would be our savior? Village Chief Lu Fu looked from the trashy ruins back to Dayu's family. Everyone, move your feet and get the offerings ready ASAP. Time to pay our respects to the Xuanyang clan. In a flash, the shrine was stacked with offerings. All 30-something households in the village heard the tea on Dayu and showed up to watch. Village Chief Lu Fu took the lead as the host of this little ceremony. Everyone started kowtowing and giving thanks. Congrats to the host, you've just farmed 100 points of merit from this sacrifice. Oh, great Yang clan. We totally ignored you back in the day, but you still stepped up to save our hides. From here on out, we're going to worship you with nothing but straight facts and sincerity. Once the incense was burned, the crowd dipped out one by one. Hey Ayun, sister-in-law, didn't I tell you? As long as you keep it 100 with your prayers, you're guaranteed to get some divine assist. Big Bro Quan, thanks for the heads up on the incense earlier. No stress. As long as you keep thanking the Xuanyang clan, we're all good. Seriously, thanks for the pro tip, Big Bro Quan. Oh yeah, didn't you guys mention you were going to commission a new stone statue for the Xuanyang clan? Don't go flaking on that now. Chill, Big Bro Quan. I'm hitting up a pro stone carver first thing tomorrow. Just as I was about to check my character stats, I heard 2 loud hoots. I looked down, and there's this owl just chilling on the ground. Oh, Divine Master, you have no idea how high stakes that whole situation was. Luckily, Xiao Yao swooped in just in time to clutch the save on Lu Dayu. Plus, Xiao Yao had to use a face-giving fruit just to make the ferret demon let him go. By the time Xiao Yao dragged those losers to the mountain peak, they actually thought the local deity was helping them out. Xiao Yao was so pissed that he literally kicked the table over before dragging those NPCs to meet you, my lord. Not bad. Come here. The owl heard that and immediately hopped in front of the statue. I raised my hand, snatched an incense stick from the burner, and poured my spiritual energy straight into it. A stream of blue smoke shot straight at the owl. The owl inhaled that smoke. Its entire body started burning up, and 2 layers of its cultivation barriers shattered instantly. It was originally 3 layers away from the next realm, but 1 puff and 2 barriers just evaporated, while deep red feathers started sprouting all over it. Ding, host has consumed 20 merit points for this ability. Right on cue, I got the notification that the system just scammed me of my balance. Thank you, my lord. This little guy is about to level up. Then I noticed the red feathers on the owl. Usually when feathers shed, they grow back normal, so why is this thing growing red ones? Could this little guy actually be a bird king in the making? Keep showing up here. As long as you finish my tasks, I definitely won't treat you like trash. Scram. The owl was hyped and flew off immediately. After that, I couldn't wait to check the system menu. I took one look and dumped 95 merit points into the permanent stats section. A wave of ancient energy surged from deep within, flooding through my meridians like a tidal wave. Golden light started radiating everywhere, blindingly bright. After a flash of that golden glow, I felt power constantly surging through my veins. Ding. Congrats, host, for leveling up successfully. You've unlocked the heaven manipulation ability. You can now tweak the weather patterns, specifically choosing between rain, shine, or wind. Early the next morning, the Liu Daiyu family showed up to offer incense. Not long after, another random dude walked into the temple. Lord Xuanyang, this is the carpenter I brought over to fix your statue. Brother Niu, since you're here, why don't you offer some incense to our Lord Xuanyang? Since you have the heart to repair this statue, you might as well join our new village and just worship the old master here. I guarantee you'll have good weather and harvest every single year. Hey, you knew something. Why are you talking such nonsense in front of Lord Xuanyang? You're done here. Get lost. All right, my bad. I apologize to the Xuanyang family. Carpenter Niu held up an incense stick and gave the statue a cold look. What kind of trash is this? Seems like this new guy doesn't have an ounce of sincerity. 3 taels of silver. Delivery in half a month. Big bro Niu, I can only scrape together 2 taels. Can I pay the last tael with the wheat behind my house? Carpenter Niu agreed, then the whole squad dipped from the tiny shrine. No sooner had they left than a bird flew in, landed at the statue's feet, and started bowing non-stop. Little demon, wishing you well, oh great god. Last night, after heading back, little demon couldn't stop thinking about the great god's handsome face, tossing and turning all night. The owl said, it wants to move in here to serve me. I just woke up. I could actually use someone to wait on me. If you're truly loyal and serve me well, I'll bless you with an incense stick every month. Thank you, master. Thank you, master. From now on, call me God Monarch. Let me give you a name, and while you're at it, tell me your backstory. Yes, master. I'm a female hawk. A natural fire disaster torched my entire nest, and I was the only one who made it out alive. I passed out the second I flew out of the sea of flames. When I woke up, the fire was gone, and I had already unlocked my spiritual intelligence. So, what's your name? This little demon doesn't have a name. I beg the God Monarch to bestow a name upon me. Your eyes are huge. How about I call you Big Eyes? Just kidding. I won't mess with you anymore. You've got red feathers on your back, so let's call you Chi Yu. Chi Yu thanks the God Monarch for the name. The end of the 5th month is exactly when the wheat ripens. The villagers hit the fields together, grinding until late afternoon. Just as they were about to hit the village, a thunderclap suddenly ripped through the sky. Dark clouds rolled in a split second, and a torrential downpour was about to drown everything. The villagers were losing their minds, panicking and screaming as the world went chaos mode. In total despair, the villagers hit their knees, pathetically begging the heavens for mercy. Suddenly, Lu Chuan stands up and shouts at the top of his lungs, "Get up! Everyone get up! Has the sky ever given a damn about us anyway? If you're gonna pray, pray to the Xuanyang family. That's our true god, and he's definitely gonna save our skins." He finishes his rant and turns to face the village shrine to start praying. The villagers hesitate for a second, but eventually cave and start bowing too. You hear their desperate prayers and immediately activate your weather-bending God mode. But since it's your first time using this skill, it's a bit janky, and the cast time is straight up trolling. Just like that, the rain starts falling like a literal waterfall. The villagers look at the deluge around them, feeling like it's game over. But to their absolute shock, the spot where they're huddled stays bone dry. It's like they're chilling under an invisible umbrella. It's the Xuanyang family. For sure, it's him looking out for us. They immediately turn toward the shrine and start bowing like crazy. Suddenly, an owl flies in from the distance, screeching at the villagers. That's the Xuanyang envoy, which is basically me using my bird to herd them back home. Everyone, grab the supplies and follow me. The villagers scramble to their feet and start hauling the food back to the village. Wherever they go, that massive invisible shield moves right along with them. Not a single person gets hit by a stray drop of rain. With my current stats, I can only keep this ability up for about half an hour, so I had no choice but to send Chi Yu out to speed these NPCs up. Once they hit the village, I'm exhausted and zip back into my statue form. Ding! Congrats to the host for finishing the quest. The villagers' wishes have been met. Time to calculate the quest rewards. I didn't overthink it and instantly went into meditation mode to recover my mana. Who knows how much time passed before I was woken up by a massive ruckus. I look up and see the village chief, Liu Fu, with the whole squad of villagers kneeling before me. They've got pig heads, goat heads, and cow heads piled up on the table as offerings. They say food is the priority for the people, and I just saved their literal lives by pulling those supplies out of the storm. We all know how massive this debt of gratitude is. No need to say it out loud. Today, in front of the Xuanyang clan, I, as the village chief, am dropping a new rule. Starting right now, worshipping the Xuanyang clan is the Yishuan priority for everyone in the village. Every first of the month, y'all better show up and offer incense. He finished talking and immediately dropped to his knees. Ding! Congrats, host. You've received tribute, plus 300 merit points, and you've got one more ritual left for this month. Once the ceremony wrapped up, the villagers dipped. Outside the shrine, the chief pulled Liu Quan aside and told him he's exempt from taxes this year. Why are you doing this? For me. We talked it over. The only reason the Xuanyang clan came back to this village is basically because of your mom. It's a miracle she stayed devoted for decades. Otherwise, the Xuanyang clan would have totally ghosted this place. Also, we're going to put a memorial tablet for her in the side hall so she can soak up some of that worship energy too. Thank you so much, Chief. I had absolutely no idea this side quest was happening outside. After everyone cleared out, I pulled up the system menu. I YOLO'd those 300 points to cop the 5 Thunder technique from the shop. A massive flood of info instantly nuked my brain. Then I started condensing my mana. Faint thunder rumbled in the air as I hurled a lightning bolt straight at an old stone mill in the yard. That stone mill got absolutely deleted in a split second. I patted my own head, genuinely shook at the results. And that was just a basic tier magic spell. If I maxed this skill out, I could probably summon the 9 Heavens lightning, right? The system didn't scam me after all. The next day, at the Julong Town Market, bran is 50 coins a load, flour is 300 coins a load. Wait, why is the price hiking again? You guys trying to hoard all the cash? Just wait and see what happens next. Suddenly, a voice boomed from a distance. Flour is only 30 coins a load. Hey everyone, get over here and check this out. It's Chief Liu Fu from Lu Village, and he's rolling up with like a dozen carts full of grain. The crowd went wild and rushed over like a stampede. Yo, Elder Liu, where the heck did you get all this food? Food obviously comes from the fields, but everyone's wheat got absolutely wrecked by that heavy rain. How is your village still chilling? That's because our village's Xuanyang god blessed us and shielded our crops from the storm. Everyone stared at each other in disbelief. How is that even possible? No way, even the villages under Master Hui's protection only get a one-day heads-up before a storm. Is a backwater village god really more cracked than Master Hui? You don't have to believe in Xuanyang, but we're selling this cheap just so you don't get scammed by those greedy merchants. Just know that if you buy this, you're reaping the grace of Lord Xuanyang. Turns out, most villages lost their harvest to the rain and were forced to buy overpriced grain from those scumbags. Lu Fu realized that selling cheap grain is the ultimate marketing hack to farm some incense and followers for Xuanyang. Old man from Lu Village, we gotta thank you. Or wait, we're thanking your Xuanyang god. Don't rush, we've got plenty of supplies, and if we run low, we'll just go restock from other villages. The merchant bosses watching this scene were literally grinding their teeth in rage. One boss called his lackey over, get to New Village and drag New High here for me right now. Over at the shrine, I got woken up by all the commotion. I look up and see the village chief, Liu Fu, leading like 30 NPCs to bow down at my statue. Oh Lord Xuanyang, I'm from Huang Village. I'm from Ma Village, and I'm from Li Family Creek. We came all this way just to thank you for your divine drip. Turns out these guys came to buy grain, and Liu Fu immediately dragged them here to farm some faith for me. Looking at the merit points popping up, I gotta admit Liu Fu is an absolute marketing genius. Liu Chuan came sprinting inside. Chief, some grain merchants are outside looking for you. They're from the Lord's shrine. Liu Fu's heart skipped a beat when he heard that. Why are the goons from that temple showing up now? He rushed outside immediately to face the music. As soon as he hit the village entrance, he saw the crew sent by the temple, led by none other than Niu Hai. Manager Niu, what brings you to our humble village? Let's head to the village hall and have some tea. Forget the hand over those 5,000 pounds of grain tax. I've got a quota to meet. Since when did the Hai family start acting like government goons? Imagine collecting taxes like you own the place. This is the tribute for the Mouse Deity Temple. You Lu village peasants, you're literally reaping a harvest thanks to Lord Rat's blessing. So how are you already acting ungrateful? You're joking, right? We've never worshipped some Lord Rat, so why would we owe him anything? Every other village's crops got wrecked by the rain, but somehow your village stayed dry. If that's not Lord Rat's protection, then what is it? That's all thanks to our master Xuanyang. What does some scrubby Lord Rat have to do with it? He's just a bottom-tier village god. How could he possibly have the stats to control the weather? Don't you dare insult our master Xuanyang like that. Look, Hai, can we at least negotiate this? Nothing to talk about. This is a direct order from the Grandmaster Gao himself. The moment the name Grandmaster Gao was dropped, the villagers of Lu started sweating, knowing this guy has more clout than the town mayor. But Lu Fu decided to grow a spine for once. Fine. We aren't giving you a single grain. Go back and tell your Grandmaster Gao that I said no. Just wait and see what happens. He finished his trash talk and stormed off. Lu Fu turned around to face the villagers. Do you guys know why I didn't fold just now? Everyone shook their heads in confusion. Lu Fu looked toward the temple and sighed. Master Xuanyang saved our food from that storm. We aren't just handing it over to some random NPC. That would be major disrespect to Master Xuanyang. Exactly. We can't let Master Xuanyang down. The villagers were 100% on board with Lu Fu's Chad move. Get out of here. I'm going to go seek guidance from Master Xuanyang. Lu Fu went to the temple to report to the statue. Then some mysterious guy showed up and asked to see the deity. I heard everything, and I'm straight up heated. Master Xuanyang, was I too reckless just now? If you think we should hand over the food, let's leave it to a coin toss. Heads it is. Lu Fu tossed the coin. It landed on tails. He tried 2 more times, and it was still tails every single time. Lu Fu looked up at his idol, gave a nod, and just dipped. Once he was gone, I called Shiyu over to my side. Tell me everything you know about this so-called Lord Grey. He's not actually a god. He's just a straight-up demon. Do you have any idea what kind of creature he is? Honestly, I have no clue. He just stays in his temple all day and never touches grass. But word on the street is he's just a descendant of the Hu clan from Tijue Mountain, who got kicked out after failing a power struggle. Back then, this area was hit by a massive flood that wiped out everyone's crops. A local woodsman from Lu family village went missing for 6 months, then suddenly reappeared claiming a god saved him in the mountains. He kept yapping about how a god saved his life on the mountain, and even taught him fairy magic so he could stop the floods. He told everyone that if they wanted peace, they had to worship Lord Grey, and throw in a young boy as a sacrifice every single year. Just like that, the villagers fell for it and built him a temple. That woodsman became his human puppet, going by the name Gao the Angel. Literally every order comes straight from this fraud's mouth. These past few years, thanks to Gao the Angel's brainwashing, more and more villages are falling for the cult. Every village that worships him is forced to hand over a young boy annually. Oh, and one more thing, my lord. I heard some girls went missing in town recently, probably that degenerate's doing too. I thought about it for a second. I was planning to play it safe and grind levels, but that plan's out the window now. If I decide to throw hands with this guy, whose side are you on? I'd be honored to be your vanguard, my lord. Talk is cheap, but things went sideways that same night. My lord, we got some company outside. Stay low, don't move, and wait for my signal. Glad you led the way. Otherwise, we'd never have found this dump of a temple. Your reward is coming. Don't worry. You're too kind, Manager High. Now hurry up and find something flammable. Move it. Let's torch this place and get out of here. Oh, look at these guys, pulling up at night just to commit arson. Perfect timing for me to test the power of the 5 Thunder technique. Is this the answer you wanted? I gathered my energy and unleashed a strike straight at the bull statue. A literal lightning bolt crashed down from the sky, blowing the statue into nothing but dust. Nuhai next to him was so shook he actually passed out. A bolt of lightning slammed down from the sky, detonating right on Niu Muxiang's head and turning that fraud into absolute stardust. Nuhai is still dead to the world, literally too scared to stay awake. I decided to drop a dreamwalk technique on this loser and manifested a golden avatar to really sell the vibe. I'm the great Xuanyang here. So why the hell are you out here burning down my temple? You gonna spill the beans, or do I have to make you? Nuhai started trembling like a leaf, begging, Great Xuanyang, please don't kill me. I'm just a lackey. Cao Tianxi sent me. Still yapping your mouth off with lies. You want me to delete you with one palm strike? I'll talk. Cao Tianxi sent me because he wants to steal your fortune. That rat demon, Old Man Hui, has been summoning storms to trash the crops just to force the villagers to offer up more young boys for his cultivation. Then Cao Tianxi swoops in like a hero to save the day. The villagers get all grateful and start worshipping him, giving him even more power. But the Liu village didn't get hit by the storm, totally ruining Old Man Hui's perfect setup. So Cao Tianxi sent this clown Nuhai to demand food and test the village's attitude. But the village chief, Liu Fu, told him to kick rocks. Cao Tianxi caught feelings and got petty, ordering Nuhai to burn the temple at night just to flex on the villagers. I acted all shook, took a beat, and gave Nuhai a cold stare. That's some high-level secret info. How do you know all this? I traded my 2 daughters to Cao Tianxi, so I'm basically his right-hand man now. So, do those missing girls in town have anything to do with that rat demon?
Yes!
It was all Cao Tianxi's order. He needed 7 girls, we only have 5 so far, and they're all locked up in the dungeon outside the Niu estate. As I thought, this Old Man Hui is nothing but a twisted little monster. I got the exact location of the dungeon, then sent a palm strike straight to Nuhai's skull, sending his soul to the Shadow Realm. Then I summoned Chi Yu and gave him the coordinates so he could go handle the rescue mission. Since my current form is still tethered to the village, I couldn't go myself. Not long after, Chi Yu touched down at the dungeon entrance, but realized another rat demon guard was patrolling the front door. He didn't waste time on small talk, just lunged forward and mauled the rat demon. That rat didn't even know what hit him, and after clearing out a few more lackeys inside, Chi Yu managed to get the girls to safety. An hour later, Chi Yu rolled back in with the rescued. My lord, this humble servant has returned after completing the mission. Good, very good. Once this is all over, I'll make sure you're well rewarded. I then flew over to Lu Fu's place and hit him with the dream entry technique. Listen up, Lu Fu, it's me, the Great Xuanyang, and I've entered your dreams because I've got a job for you. Great Xuanyang, please just say the word. I'd break every bone in my body to get it done for you. I filled him in on the details, told him to get the kids home, and report everything to the village chief. With the quest complete, I headed back to the shrine. Not long after, some loud commotion shook me awake. I opened my eyes and saw Lu San, the village elder, kneeling before my statue with a whole squad of people. Great Xuanyang, it's our fault for letting you be disturbed like this. This Lu Fu, I told him to grab a few guys. I didn't think he'd make it a whole production. From today on, you guys are going to take turns guarding the shrine. I want someone on duty 24/7 day and night. Meanwhile, Lu Fu dragged the guy who kidnapped the girls, a dude named Lu Shan from Lu Village, right to my feet. It turns out Niu Hai was the one who ordered him to keep watch. He claimed the High Envoy at the old man's shrine needed them. The chief heard the whole story and damn near lost his mind. I'm here under the direct orders of the Great Xuanyang. All the girls have been safely returned to their homes. So, Chief, how are you planning to handle this? Us commoners don't dare to interfere with your business. Tell me the truth. Did this really go down because of that Xuanyang in your village? Sir, we're just simple mountain folk. How could we pull off something this huge? It was the Great Xuanyang's mercy. He couldn't stand to see those kids suffer, so he stepped in to save them. Village Chief Lu thought about it for a second and decided a situation this massive needs to be reported to the magistrate immediately, while also making sure nobody in Lu Village tries to stir up any trouble. If this is legit, I'll personally come to pay my respects to your village's Great Xuanyang. By the time dawn broke, Lu Fu was back in the village, bragging to the statue about how he handled the authorities. Everything is sorted, and the officials have been notified. The parents tried to offer me cash, but I told them to keep it and just come burn incense for you instead. That afternoon, the families showed up and they even hired a full brass band for the occasion. They laid out the offerings and started bowing like their lives depended on it. Big thanks to Xuanyang for saving our kids. Ding! Host received offerings basic tier loot acquired. Merit points plus 300. I took one look at the merit count and couldn't stop myself from grinning like a maniac. Suddenly, someone shouted from the crowd, "The town mayor is here." The town mayor has arrived. Mayor, what brings you all the way out here? I just got back from the county seat, and the magistrate heard all about this. He's super impressed with the Xuanyang clan, so he sent me here to deliver his personal regards. Nice, that's what I'm talking about. Come on in, Mayor, make yourself at home. The mayor walked up to the statue, took one look at the beat-up piece of junk, and wondered if there was actually a god living inside this thing. Thank you, Xuanyang, for saving the girls and keeping this town safe. System alert. Your humble servant bows. Host gained plus 30 merit points for being acknowledged by an official. So, the amount of merit points actually scales with the person's status, huh? Why is this Xuanyang statue looking so crusty and pathetic? Well, Mayor, we actually hired Niu Mu the sculptor to build a brand new golden body for Xuanyang, but the guy turned out to be a snake, so Xuanyang beat him into a pancake last night. People are impossible to read. Don't sweat it. It's not your fault. But we can't let Xuanyang get the short end of the stick. I'll head back and hire a real master craftsman. We'll have the town foot the bill to build a massive high-tier stone statue instead. This guy was doubting me a second ago, and now he's out here simping to build me a golden body. Is he not scared that old man Hui is going to come knocking? Wait, he said he was sent by the magistrate, so he's probably trying to boost my rep just to use me as a pawn to take out old man Hui. A huge thank you to the mayor. We appreciate you, Mayor. I checked my system dashboard, and my merit points are already sitting at 930. Without a second thought, I dropped 200 points to max out the stats. Immediately, an aura exploded from my body, clearing out my meridians like a power wash. I was literally gritting my teeth in agony. Trash, take this. Congrats on leveling up your secret technique, Shen Jun. I looked at Chi Yu, who's about to stand up, and since I almost forgot the reward, I grabbed an incense stick, shoved 50 merit points into it, and handed it over. Thank you, Shen Jun. Many thanks to you, Shen Jin, for your grace. This little demon just smashed through the final barrier. You finally hit the humanoid transformation stage. Just managed to step into it, sir. Good, very good now. Map out the terrain of Liu family village for me. The next time you try to level up, yours truly will personally handle the carry. As Chiyu dipped, my system started spamming me with notifications. Congrats, host. You've cleared over 1,000 merit points. So here's a freebie, a one-time upgrade for a divine ability. I opened the ability menu and clicked on Dream Entry to evolve it. The skill leveled up to Daytime Dream Realm, allowing me to forcibly drag targets into a dream while they're wide awake. Meanwhile, back at the county office, Lu Juan was spilling the tea on everything he witnessed at Liu family village. Based on what you're saying, that guy from the Xuan family is definitely a deity. That golden aura was way too majestic, zero chance it's some low-tier evil spirit. It has to be a real god. But the Spirit Suppression Bureau said there aren't any true gods in Xiatai County. And that Hui guy is just... Didn't you already agree to help Liu family village rebuild their shrine? Take the cash later and get it done immediately. Master, aren't you worried about offending the old man Hui by doing this? He used to keep his head down, but now he's breaking the rules and forcing young girls to cultivate with him. If he actually succeeds, do you really think he's going to keep playing by the rules? So, Master, are you saying, we're going to let these two... That high guy is from Iron Kill Mountain. How can a tiny local god even stand a chance? I've already sent a message to the Zhenling guard in the district, hoping this little god can stall them long enough for reinforcements. The High Celestial Master of the Hu Temple is heading toward Lu Village, dragging the village chiefs along with him. Bro's already making his move this fast. Lao Liu, go grab 2 craftsmen and get to Lu Village to fix that statue immediately. Understood. Really hoping this Xuanyang guy can actually hold his own. Back at Lu Village, Chief Lu Fu is standing his ground at the entrance with the rest of the villagers, staring down the mob. Leading the pack is the chief priest of Hui Temple, Cao Tian, alongside New Village's chief, Niu Ba. We invited High Celestial Master Cao and these village chiefs here today to get justice for the deaths of Niu Hai and Niu Mu Xiang. Lu Fu, you claimed they were trying to burn the shrine down, so unless you've got some proof, how do you expect us to buy that? The other village chiefs just nodded along like mindless NPCs. Lu Fu side-eyed Master Cao, choking back the words he really wanted to say. Everyone knows Niu Hai was sent by Master Cao himself, but nobody has the guts to call him out. He let out a sigh. Master Cao, village chiefs, what do I have to do to make you people satisfied? I've already investigated the truth. That wild god isn't a deity, he's a straight-up evil spirit. The way he helps you with the rain is just a scam to buy your loyalty. Sending Niu Hai to torch the shrine last night was just me trying to cleanse your minds of his influence. Who would have thought this monster would be vicious enough to kill Niu Hai? I'm here today to act on behalf of the heavens and purge this trash. Are you really going to block my path and defy Lord Hui himself? The villagers were shaking in their boots, but they weren't buying a single word of Cao's gaslighting. Lord Xuanyang is a true deity, not some evil spirit. Liu Fu stood his ground, and Master Cao's expression went from fake holy to straight-up murder mode. In all of Xiatai district, Lord Hui is the only real god. Everyone else is just an evil fraud. My lord, we caught a rat sneaking around. The underlings dragged the man right in front of Master Cao. Master Cao, please, calm down. I'm just a craftsman sent by the magistrate to renovate the statue. Sent by the magistrate? That's clearly the district master's little game, isn't it? Fine, that's just perfect. Take this message back to him, he said before snapping his fingers and deleting both men from existence. This master doesn't like killing too many people, but if you don't bring that wild god statue out to be burned by noon today, don't be surprised when Lu Village is wiped off the map by sunset. Lu Fu brought the villagers back to the village and immediately reported the tea to me at the shrine. I was fuming. Like, excuse me? Someone actually dared to pull a stunt right under my nose. I took a sec to think, then told him to just get the villagers out of there. The Xuanyang family, huh? I definitely need to throw hands with this Master Gao character. Before Lu Fu could even react, Chu Wu swooped in. God, don't rush in. My surveillance technique picked up some thick, nasty resentment aura at the village gate. These guys are definitely bad news. Resentment aura. What even is that? It's basically incense energy that's gone rogue and turned toxic. You've got it too, boss, but yours is way more potent and refined. That stuff at the gate is mixed with straight-up demon energy. Demon energy? Don't tell me old man Hui actually showed up himself. Master Gao is just a mortal. Even with his cheap dark magic, he shouldn't have any resentment aura. I went into deep think mode. Thank God I didn't act on impulse. Then I looked at Chu Wu's feathers and a diabolical plan formed. So, Master Gao, are you just waiting around here for me? Master Gao got shook, squinting hard only to realize it was just an owl. He checked Chu Wu out, smelling that demon energy radiating off him. You're the one they call the Xuanyang god. A mere demon thinks he can play god. If your master old man Hui can get away with it, why can't I? You're just a small fried demon with zero skill and a whole lot of lip. You evil spirit, stop running your mouth. By the law of the command, obey. A flash of light. Wait, this guy's only at the second stage of cultivation. How is he packing this much demon power? Looks like you're hitting your limit, kid. Master, save me. He just got swallowed whole by the black mist. So that's Old Man Hui. Turns out you've been hiding inside Master Gao's body the whole time. Real classy, Old Man Hui, you absolute snake. Done playing around, brat? Being a god isn't as easy as you think, kid. Come here and let me show you some love. I forfeit. Just please stop coming after me. How about we live and let live, yeah? Live and let live. Bro, are you actually acoustic? Okay, you win. This Julong town is yours now, just chill. You aren't actually thinking about killing me, are you? Do you know who I am? I'm the great-grandson of the third master at Tai Sha Mountain. A bottom-tier local god like you can't afford to touch me. You done yapping? Since you're done, let me send you to the afterlife myself. Old Man Hui's body went completely limp, finally revealing his true form as a giant rat. Finally, that trash is taken care of. Congrats, Divine Lord, for wiping out this demonic pest. My lord, check out this spirit core I snatched from that rat. His entire cultivation is condensed right here. The demonic energy in this core is way too messy. You can't absorb this stuff directly. You did all right today, so consider this core a reward. Thank you for the generous gift, Divine Lord. This humble servant will follow you for the rest of his life. After swallowing the core, Chiwu turned to look at the trembling Master Gao. Divine Lord, what should we do with this fraud, Master Gao? Go back to the village, grab Lu Fu and the others, and have them clean up this mess. So, what's your deal? I'm just a walking corpse for Old Man Hui. He usually just chills inside my body to cultivate. He came from Taita Mountain, acting as an envoy for his clan to expand their territory. And how do you prove that? Half of the incense Old Man Hui collects is used to refine pills. Every 3 years, an envoy from Taita Mountain comes to collect the loot. So, when was the last time an envoy showed up? The last guy dropped by about 2 years ago. Looks like that rat wasn't bluffing after all. And you, where are you from? I'm just a humble woodcutter from the village, sir. Chiwu, go ahead and break the news to the villagers. Tell them Old Man Hui has been deleted by the Xuanyang family. Congrats to the Xuanyang. Quest to protect the villagers completed. Bagged 500 merit points. Turns out this quest is repeatable. Let's go. This system's quests are definitely deeper than they look on the surface. My lord, how should we deal with those guys? The one named Nu doesn't get a pass. Finish him. Lu Fu, for the rest of them, anyone who committed truly heinous crimes, drag them to the town office and let them face the music. Understood, and you still need to hit up the old master's shrine to scrub the place clean. That giant rat had a rain-calling flag. Find it and bring that loot back to me. Back at the village shrine, my head started spinning like crazy. Looks like spamming that martial arts technique 4 times in a row was a bit too much for my mana bar. I immediately entered a meditative state to recover. Over at the county magistrate's office, an urgent letter arrived on the desk. Wu Chun was shook to find out Old Master Hui got clapped by the Xuanyang family. Turns out Old Master Hui wasn't some god, just a giant sewer rat. The Xuanyang family straight-up bodied Old Master Hui. Xuanyang family's envoy, Lord Yi Xiao, wiped out all the remaining evil spirits at the shrine. The place got toasted. There were dead rat carcasses everywhere. The county officials burned the rat's shrine until it was nothing but dust, then smashed the remaining statues and posted notices banning the locals from worshipping there. By order of the emperor, the villagers of Liu have shown sincere devotion to the Xuanyang family, earning immeasurable merit. I am overjoyed. I hereby grant the title of Xuanyang Duke, to be honored and worshipped by the officials forever. Lu Fu led the villagers and dropped to his knees immediately. All hail the Xuanyang Duke. All hail the Xuanyang Duke. The villagers behind him scrambled to follow suit. The square outside the main hall was packed with people bowing down. Level up successful. Total merit points now at 11-2. I was staring at the system notification. Barely had time to celebrate. So that's what these merit points are actually for. Just got 100 virtue points. Turns out the county magistrate Vu Kun is busy burning incense for me. That old Master Hui rat had been terrorizing the locals for years, and the magistrate has been itching to delete him for a long time. Big thanks to Lord Xuanyang for deleting that major headache for my Shatai district. That fraud Master Gao was camping our village gates for hours yesterday, yet you didn't send a single soldier to help. Thinking about that, I immediately cast my daydream domain and dragged District Magistrate Yukun inside. I am Xuanyang, and I dragged you into this dream because I've got some questions. You and that gray master guy are definitely in cahoots, aren't you? Lord Xuanyang, how could I dare? That's absolutely not true. That gray master is out there eating little boys every single year. I sent guys to investigate his background, found out he was a total demon, and reported it to the Spirit Suppression Bureau. But they never showed up, so I had to sit back and watch that giant rat run wild. So once you realized I existed, you baited him into fighting me, right? My lord, I wouldn't dare. I swear I wouldn't dare. I was just planning to let you keep him busy until the Bureau arrived so we could take down the demon together. I never expected Lord Xuanyang to be this ridiculously OP. You think your little mastermind plan is pretty clever, huh? Do you really think offering me a fancy title and some crumbs from the court will make me drop this whole thing? I am guilty. I know I messed up. Since your goal was technically to kill the demon, I'll let you slide just this once. If something like this happens again, you better know exactly how to handle it. Yes, sir. If anything comes up, I'll immediately ask for your orders and follow your lead. Oh, right, my lord. A few village chiefs came to my office yesterday, begging you to forgive them, and they're willing to have the whole village worship you. Should I issue an order for every village to build a shrine in your honor? Hearing that, I was hyped and just about to say yes. But wait, merit points rely on pure faith. You can't just fake it. If it's not coming from the bottom of their hearts, even if they burn incense, my merit points aren't going up. Faith has to be real, or it's useless. I'm not like that Grey Master. I don't need to force people to worship me. Just drop the whole thing. Yukun was left standing there, completely stunned. Truly, a real god has a different kind of aura. If you need someone to run errands later, just let me know, my lord. I didn't even bother replying. I just flicked my wrist, shattering the dream, and watched Yukun wake up shivering. Looking up at the statue, his eyes were filled with nothing but pure humility and loyalty. Then he picked up an incense stick, dropped to both knees, and bowed deeply to the statue. The villagers of Lu Village were watching the whole thing from outside the shrine, and bro, the shock was real. Wait, isn't that Lord Yu? Suddenly, the square outside started flooding with people who heard the rumors about Lord Xuanyang and came to pay their respects. Lu Fu scrambled to get the villagers to boil water and prep tea, handing out freebies to these out-of-toners. He even assigned some guys to act as the VIP concierge team. Everyone was grinding non-stop, but not a single soul complained. County Magistrate Yu Chun saw the hustle and called the town chief and Lu Fu over. This main hall is straight up tiny and falling apart. Have the town chip in some cash to restore the golden body of Lord Xuanyang. The county office will drop extra funds to renovate the shrine for Lord Xuanyang. I'm leaving this project in the hands of Village Chief Lu. The business of your Lu village is basically my business, Yu Kun. Magistrate, you're a total legend. On behalf of Lord Xuanyang, I thank you, sir. From now on, if your village has any issues, just hit me up. That evening, after everyone dipped, I called Chi Yu over to celebrate my promotion to County Lord. Last night, the little demon in the old temple found a stash of pills and cultivation manuals. I checked them out. They're all basically demon-tier loot. Take these. Do whatever you want with them. I also found a flag. Not sure if it's the rain-calling banner you were looking for, Lord. I reached out to grab the flag to inspect it. I've got the celestial weather ability, so this rain-calling banner is actually cracked for me. Looking at Chiyu, I said, "You put in work last night. Here's an extra incense stick as a bonus." Then I dumped 200 merit points into the incense smoke for Chiyu to absorb. Chiyu spent a good minute soaking up all that energy. The divine power is too strong. I need a second to process this, my lord. The next day, Village Chief Lu Fu led the crew to the main. This massive rock was a gift from the local district big shot, originally meant to be a decoration for his fancy mansion. But he donated it specifically so I could upgrade my divine avatar. What a simp. This Vuquan guy is definitely top tier at brown nosing. The workers got to grinding immediately, measuring and carving the idol to perfection. After a full day and night of non-stop labor, the god statue was finally finished. Looking at my brand new avatar, I couldn't help but feel moved. A smug grin just appeared on my face. Ever since I transmigrated, I've been stuck as the mountain god of some broke-ass village. Wait, where the hell am I? Host has regained consciousness. System binding complete. I suddenly unlocked a golden cheat code. All I need is for my followers to burn some incense, and I gain merit to boost my stats and forge a golden body. Since then, I've been carrying the villagers' wishes and wiping out legendary demons, eventually getting officially ordained as the Duke of Xuanyang. Life as a local deity was pretty chill for a while. Just listening to people pray all day became part of the daily grind, and knocking out their little requests is basically light work for me. Then one day, a married couple walked in. "Oh, great Duke of Xuanyang, I am the wife of Liu Kang. Please, I'm begging you to save my husband. My hubby Liu Kang went hunting near Jupan Mountain a few days ago and got bewitched by some shady entity. He inhaled some toxic miasma, and now he's coughing up blood every single day. Please, Duke, save his life." I checked him out with my divine senses for a second. Yeah, that's definitely some poison energy lodged inside him. I'll deal with it tonight. Purging that toxin isn't hard, it's just going to be a bit of a time sink. I mulled it over for a sec and decided to help him out later tonight. Right after the couple bounced, Chi Yu flew in. "My lord, I've stumbled upon something sketchy lately. Jupan Mountain used to only get foggy at night, But lately, the whole place is covered in mist, even during the day. Wait, isn't Jupan Mountain where Lu Dayo went? Could he have been jumped by those fox spirits too? Probably not, otherwise there's no way he would have made it out alive. Word is, there's a white ape king guarding that mountain, and it's absolutely crawling with trash-tier fox demons. It's hard to say exactly who messed Liu Kang up this bad. That night, I pulled up to Liu Kang's crib, found the man tossing and turning like he was trapped in a nightmare, so I used my dreamwalking tech to dive into his head. I see Liu Kang stumbling out of Jupan Mountain, looking like he's seen a ghost, with a pack of monkeys straight up hunting him down. Save me, someone save me. Just as the monkeys were about to turn him into lunch, I let out a roar, shattering the whole illusion. Once the vision broke, I dragged his soul into the void. Where am I? It's me, Xuanyang. You're currently in a dream sequence, bro. Please forgive me, Master Xuanyang. I was about to get clapped by a bunch of monkeys. What the hell is even going on? I honestly have no clue, sir. I was just hunting near the mountain that day. My head started spinning, and I somehow wandered into Jiupan Mountain. Then I got completely lost. The moment those monkeys saw me, they started chasing me like I owed them money. I was panicking, running around like a headless chicken. And I have no idea how I even made it out alive. Wandered in blindly, wandered out just as clueless. This dude Liu Kang is definitely hiding something. I can smell the cap. You sure there's nothing else you want to tell me? Nope. Nothing. That's everything I went through, I swear on my life. If you want to keep playing coy, I really don't have the patience to keep digging. I hit him with a blessing spell to clear the corruption out of his system, then dipped out of the dream world. Time flies, and a month later while I'm meditating in the temple, the system finally pings me. This month in your territory was chill. Absolutely nothing happened. You've earned 300 merit points. Congrats. I immediately opened up the system shop to see what's good. Aura Defense Shield. Soul Condensing Pill. The Chaotic Heaven Blade Technique. 2 cultivation manuals and 1 pill. Exchanged the whole lot. After that, I called Chi Yu to the courtyard to test out the power of these skills. I silently recited the internal mantra for my protective aura and told Chi Yu to go full throttle on me. Don't hold back. Bring it on. Chi Yu radiated demonic energy, cloaked himself in it, and charged straight at me. With a loud clang, Chi Yu was sent flying backward. I felt my aura was still at 80% strength, so I nodded, feeling pretty satisfied. Time to see what this blade technique is actually packing. Chi Yu, go find me a blade. You only found a rusty wood-chopping axe? Is that really the best you could do? Whatever, let's see how it handles. Ugh! This technique is cracked, but it straight up disintegrated the blade. The sheer force of the God Emperor's blade technique is just too much. Regular steel really can't handle this level of heat. I'm definitely going to need an actual spirit weapon for this.
A spirit weapon?
Where on earth am I supposed to find one of those? Oh, I remember now, God Emperor. There's actually a spirit blade right here in the village. That thing is radiating serious bloodlust. Maybe it's actually worthy of your technique. A spirit blade in this tiny backwater village. Yeah, it's over at Zhao the Butcher's place, the guy who hacks up pigs at the edge of town. Are you telling me the legendary blade is just a glorified meat cleaver? Just follow me, God Emperor. You'll see for yourself. I followed Chi Yu out of the backyard and headed straight for Zhao the Butcher's house. Stepping through the yard into the main room, I saw an unsheathed blade hanging on the wall, still pulsing with a faint, ominous bloodlust. I immediately scanned the blade on the wall with my divine sense. Damn, it's actually a legit spirit blade. Just as I reached out to grab the treasure, I thought, I'm a literal god. How could I possibly go around stealing someone else's blade? Chi Wu could totally tell I was feeling awkward about it. Lord God, you could just grant Zhao Tufu one wish, and use that to trade for the legendary blade. But how do you even know the guy has a wish he wants granted? Bro, is there anyone in this entire world who doesn't have a wish? Anyway, I'm not in a rush. I've got some actually important business to take care of today. Not long after, village chief Lu Fu dragged 3 guys into the main hall. Xuanyang Gong, these fine folks behind me, they've all finished casting the statues of your deity form. So they're here today specifically to offer incense, and get those statues blessed with your divine light. Tijia Gong, Niujia Zhuang, and Panjia Wuzi all vow to make Xuanyang Gong their village leader, pledging to protect your legacy for generations. Break this oath, and may the earth split, the floods rise, and the whole village be wiped off the map. After bowing down, the 3 village chiefs grabbed their bundles of burning incense and headed back. A heartbeat later, some weird cryptic info started downloading straight into my brain. Then, I could suddenly feel those 3 fresh god statues like they were extensions of my own body. I pushed my divine consciousness into one of the statues and instantly zipped into the void. When I opened my eyes, I realized I was at the temple in Tijiagang, looking down at a massive sea of people. Xuanyangong, we the entire village of Tiejiagong are gathered here before you. That fraud Gao Tianxi forced us to worship the Grey Lord, but we were completely helpless back then. Thanks for absolutely deleting that demon lord and bringing peace back to our home. From today on, we vow to follow Xuanyangong with all our hearts, forever and ever. As soon as he finished, he dropped to his knees, and looking at the massive aura of merit shimmering over their heads, I decided to drop the 4 blessings divine art on the whole crowd, sending waves of holy light spreading through the villagers like a boss. Wait, what just happened? My head feels like it just cleared up completely. I feel like I was just bathed in the breeze of spring. Could it be? Is Xuanyangong actually showing us his power? The crowd immediately started kowtowing to the statue again. Then I used the other statues as a portal, hopping over to the villages of Panjia Wuzi and Niujiazhuang one by one, flexing my divine powers to let them know exactly who's boss. With that, the statue consecration ritual for all 3 villages is finally mission accomplished. Congrats, host. You've successfully expanded your territory by 5 whole miles. Reward: 500 merit points and the unlock of the fortune-telling ability. Keep this momentum going, and achieving that golden body state is basically a done deal. As for that spirit blade, looks like it's high time I go pay Zhao Tubu a little visit. That night, I hit up Zhao Tubu's place, cast the dream entry ability, and dove straight into his subconscious, only to see him playing around with a little kid in his yard. I whipped up some mystical mist to grab his attention. Who are you? I am the great Xuanyang. Are you Zhao Tubu? Yes, that's me. This humble servant bows to Lord Xuanyang. I can feel your loyalty, so I've decided to pick one believer every month to grant a wish. Congrats, you're the very first winner this month. Zhao Tubu got all hyped and pointed at the kid. Oh great Xuanyang, I've been married for ages but still have no kids, so I just dream about having a son to cope. Please, I'm begging you to bless me with a child. Hearing that, I was low-key sweating. Bro, I'm not exactly a fertility goddess here. You said you've been married forever without kids. You sure there isn't some dark backstory? Well, my wife caught the neighbor's daughter fooling around with some guy while she was pregnant. She told the neighbors, and the girl ended up unaliving herself that same night. My wife had a nightmare about that girl coming back to curse her. She basically cursed her to never have a child for the rest of her life. She woke up and realized she'd already suffered a miscarriage. After hearing the tea, I did some deep thinking and sent a shred of my consciousness back to reality. Found a nasty black aura festering right in his wife's stomach. Is this actually demonic energy? I flicked my wrist, channeled some blessing energy, and poof, that black aura vanished into thin air. I jumped back into the dream, told him I purged that demonic junk and buffed her constitution while I was at it. Just keep grinding, my guy. You'll have a kid in no time. Thanks, Xuanyang, but the blessing I'm dropping on you is way too heavy for a peasant like you to handle. How about this? I'll trade you something to settle our karma. Yes, please! Anything! I'm just a broke loser. Is there even anything in my shack worth a god's attention? Give me that rusty blade hanging on your wall. Think you can part with it, or are you too attached? Oh, Divine One, that blade is all yours. Take it. Turns out Zhao Tufu's ancestors were smiths who once served a high-ranking general. That blade was the very weapon the general used to paint the battlefield red. Before biting the dust, the general gifted the blade to Zhao Tufu's ancestor. Ever since then, it's been passed down like a family heirloom. My ancestor even warned me, this thing has a lethal, bloodthirsty aura, so our family was just playing bodyguard. Looks like the real owner was meant to be you all along, great God. If that's the case, I'm taking this blade off your hands. If you ever need a favor in the future, just come to the temple and light some incense. I dipped from the dream world, walked into the main room, snatched the blade, and dipped. Back at the temple, I gave the spirit blade a proper inspection. The thing was radiating pure bloodlust, so I channeled my mana straight into it. Turns out the spirit blade was forged for one thing: slaughter. It needs a constant supply of blood essence just to keep its spirit intact. Good thing it found me, or this beast would have regressed into a piece of scrap metal. Suddenly I sensed a super sketchy dark vibe. What's that? Oh, it's just a blade spirit, and the killing intent manifested into a massive black serpent. The snake let out a feral roar trying to flex on me. You're just a tiny blade spirit who gave you permission to act out. I manifested my true Dharma form. The black serpent immediately bowed its head, acting all submissive. The snake's form completely shattered into nothing. I reached out and gripped the blade handle. A mysterious mark suddenly burned itself into my consciousness. Congrats, host. You've successfully bonded with the spirit slaying blade. Reward: 300 merit points and the spirit slaying technique. My current merit points just skyrocketed to 3190. I immediately dumped those points into maxing out my soul blade art and defensive aura. Then I used my upgrade token to boost the suppression skill. My suppression skill just jumped from beginner to advanced tier. It now lets me launch mental attacks on anyone with a weaker spirit than mine. Easy clap. If I keep cooking like this, I'll manifest a golden body and hit god tier status in no time. That evening at the county office, Magistrate Yukun was finishing up paperwork when a massive explosion rocked the building. Seconds later, a hulking brute and a teenager stormed right into the room. You're the magistrate of this place? That would be me. Who are you guys anyway? May I ask who you two are? The big guy tossed a jade medallion onto the table. It had the word Spirit Suppressor etched into it. Oh, my apologies, your honors. I'm so sorry I didn't head out to greet you personally. I'm Fang Wu, and this is Wang Mang. We got a letter at the bureau from you a few days ago, Magistrate Yu. You claimed there was some evil entity wreaking havoc here. So they sent us two to come and handle the trash. Now, Magistrate, give us the rundown on this so-called evil spirit. Yukun laughed nervously. You guys are a bit late. That thing was wiped out days ago. Both of them were stunned.
Say what?
I know. I didn't believe it either, but I saw it happen with my own two eyes. So you're saying one evil god killed another evil god? Lord Xuanyang is the patron deity of Lu Village, while that old man Gray was just a rat demon. You can't even compare the two. My sect founder used the divination art to survey all of Huainan years ago. He explicitly stated that the 3 northern counties lack any spiritual essence. It's literally impossible for a true god to manifest there for at least another 60 years. That Lord Xuanyang is definitely just another fraud, same as that rat demon. But I saw Lord Xuanyang manifest his power with my own eyes. Bro, you've got mortal eyes. What would you know about the difference between a real god and a fake? Better if we handle this ourselves to be safe. To avoid any drama, Hak Huan Wen personally led these 2 big shots, and the trio dipped out of the county office. At the village temple, the believers were busy burning incense and praying. Everyone stay calm, back it up, move, get out of the way. Looking back, it was the county magistrate Yu Kun leading 2 goons over. Huyan Duonggong. These 2 are elite god officials from the Spirit Suppression Bureau. They are here because of the rumors about Master Hui. After hearing your legendary tales, they want to see your true form for themselves. Wang Mang shoved Yu Chun aside and stared directly at the statue. Thinking to myself, if the government finds me, am I going to end up like a lab rat in a cage? So I suppressed my aura and hid deep inside the statue. Wang Mang used his heavenly eye to peek for a bit, thinking, why is this evil god shell totally empty? He glanced at the altar, then looked back at Fang Wu and said, go find some kindling and burn this fake god statue down. I refuse to believe this thing won't show its true colors. Brother Wang, let's maybe play this a bit safer, yeah? Wang Mang scoffed, grabbing a candle to light the place up. You dirty government dog, if you dare light that fire, I guarantee you aren't leaving this village alive. Just then, Lu Fu rolled up with a mob of angry villagers. Boss, what exactly do you think you're doing? You bandit, drop the candle right now, or we're ending you where you stand. Suddenly, Lu Fu walked in with a group of villagers trailing behind. Boss, what's your game here? Everyone saw Wang Mang holding the candle and lost it. Drop the candle, you thug, or you're catching these hands. What did this trash god give them that makes them this brainwashed? Brother Wang, we're here on official business. If we piss off these locals, the mission is going to turn into a massive headache. Maybe we should rethink this. Wang Mang heard that and threw the candle on the ground. This evil god isn't done with yet, mark my words. Just, you wait. He shoved past the crowd and stomped away. Fang Yu saw that and chased after him. Town Chief, what exactly is going on here? Look, this really has nothing to do with me. Those 2 are high-ranking officers from the Spirit Suppression Bureau. Even I can't touch them. My bad, I was out of line. After that, I dragged Yukun into a dream state to dig for info on those 2. What's the deal with those guys? Anyway, Your Excellency, Xuanyang, those 2 are elite enforcers from the Spirit Suppression Bureau. The Spirit Suppression Bureau is an official state organization, with their main headquarters sitting right in the capital. Back when the empire was actually relevant, they had branches in every single town. But now that the nation is basically a joke, most places don't even have local government offices anymore. I only got those 2 sent here by pulling some strings. I honestly didn't want to get involved. Great Immortal. If those 2 goons, Wang Mang and his buddy, come back to cause trouble, how should we handle it? If they show up again, just ignore whatever they do. I've already got a plan for them. Once we woke up from the dream, Yukun relayed my message to everyone. Master Xuanyang has it under control. My lord Wang Mang and Feng Yu are here. After returning, Yukun heard from the guards that the 2 were hanging out at the station, so he prepped some food and drinks. He went over there himself, trying to butter up the hot-headed Wang Mang. Brother Wang, you've really been working hard out here. But the moment Yukun tried to strike up a conversation with the duo, things went sideways. Town Chief, please hear me out. 2 hunters from Zhou Village just vanished near Mount Jiupan. The villagers think some demonic entity snatched them up. They came running to me for help. That mountain is crawling with demons. I already issued a strict order forbidding anyone from stepping foot in there. Why do these idiots have such a death wish? Those two idiots spent the night in a tent at the foot of the mountain. Some villagers at the foot of the mountain found their hunting gear abandoned near Mount Jiupan. They're suspecting that some evil spirit in the mountain snatched the owners away. An evil spirit actually leaving the mountain to grab people? Man, that's literally unheard of. Not just that, Mount Jiupan used to only spawn toxic masma at night. But lately, the poison gas isn't even clearing up during the day. So, what's your take on this? The local official wants to invite Master Xuanyang to step in and wipe out this evil entity. Yukun is still playing it hesitant. Using a god of evil to fight an evil spirit? You guys are straight up losing it. Let our sect brothers go on a little trip instead. We'll handle this, personally, so just lead the way. Without wasting a second, the whole crew heads straight for Mount Jiupan. When they hit the base, they see the villagers of Zhou Village all gathered up. The villagers see the magistrate and immediately drop to their knees, begging Yukun to save them, begging the magistrate to step in and do something. Wait, everyone look, that's Zhou Biao. Everyone stares in shock as a shadow emerges from the thick fog. It's actually Zhou Biao, who's been Emiya for days. Bar! My son! His parents are sobbing and trying to rush forward, but Fang Yu stops them with one arm. Sorry, folks, but I'm pretty sure that's not your son anymore. I'm the 6th lieutenant under the Great King. My boss is the one who runs Mount Jiupan. Back in the day, my boss and Old Master Hui split the territory, with them owing us an annual tribute of offerings. Since Old Master Hui got clapped by some evil god in the village, my boss is bringing the squad out to get some payback. If you want our boss to chill out, you better cough up 9 cows, 3 pigs, and 6 pairs of boys and girls every single year. Otherwise, I'm wiping out this whole town to keep Old Master Hui company. He drops the threat and heads straight back into the mountain. What an absolute monster. Look at him. Zhou Biao is already cold, he's dead. His mom literally passed out on the spot. Suddenly, a black bug crawled right out of his body. Don't you dare run, you demonic piece of trash. Seeing this, Yukun just let out a heavy sigh. Go to the Lu village and tell Master Xuanyang every single detail about this. If he gives any orders, report back to me immediately. Lu Zhen just nodded like a good NPC and headed back to the Lu village. A bit later, I finished listening to Lu Zhen's report, said absolutely nothing, and just told him to scram. Just head back for now. Stay low and don't make any moves. Lu Zhen didn't dare to bark back, so he just did as he was told and dipped. After that, I hit up Qiyu to get the lowdown. Do you recognize that soul spirit? This little demon soul spirit is something Qiyu's only heard of in rumors. Apparently, it's the most cracked demon lurking outside the Jiupan Mountains. But the part about it demanding human tributes? Yeah, that's legit. I once saw Master Gao setting up an altar at Jiupan Mountain, so I thought about it for a sec and headed to the foot of the mountain to check things out. My spiritual sense shot out, covering the whole mountain until I saw bones scattered everywhere. Those bones are radiating demonic energy that's literally eating away at people's mental fortitude. No wonder nobody ever sets foot in this place. Don't worry, Divine Lord. Just keep moving forward. The little demon already left markers along the way, so at least its getting back won't be an issue. I kept pushing forward. I stepped into a forest when suddenly a seductive voice echoed out of nowhere. Turns out a total bombshell of a woman just waltzed right up to us. Hey, you oversized pigeon. Why are you back again? Oh, turns out it's the same fox spirit that kidnapped Lu Daio last time. And where might this handsome hunk be from? Watch your mouth. This is my Divine Lord. Master Xuanyang. As soon as Qiyu dropped the name, the fox spirit froze and immediately scrambled to pay her respects. Forgive me, Divine Lord. I'm just a humble fox spirit in these mountains. I call myself Huang Ling. Come here, I've got a few questions for you. Huang Ling was shaking like a leaf as she finally stood up. So, you've been living out here this whole time? Oh, great deity, this lowly spirit has been chilling here for over 10 years. So you've been snacking on humans this whole time, huh? Huang Ling was trembling all over, insisting she doesn't eat people. She just absorbs their yang energy to level up her cultivation. I was just asking out of curiosity, honestly, do you know a guy named Yuan Shen? My lord, are you talking about the boss man, Old Qi of Yuan Shen? Yeah, this lowly spirit knows him. He's got a special title too, huh? Huang Ling immediately started sweating, acting all awkward. You scared to spill the tea on him? My lord, please, have mercy. I ain't trying to hide anything, but Old Qi is basically the final boss of the Jiupan Mountain outskirts. If word got out that I'm yapping, I'm basically dead meat. Oh, is that so? Well, you can stop sweating now because he ain't gonna get the chance to clap back at you. Seeing she was still confused, I dropped the main quest line. I'm literally here to wipe this clown off the map. Also, I noticed your mind is filled with some chaotic energy, probably from grinding that bottom-tier dark magic for way too long. If you keep cultivating like that, the energy is just going to go full-blown berserk. And sooner or later, you're going to lose your sanity and become a mindless husk. Huangling's eyes went wide as dinner plates. How does a deity like you know that? You're asking way too many questions. Is there anything my master doesn't know? Yes, this lowly spirit misspoke. Please, my lord, you gotta save me. Keep your shirt on and tell me everything about Yuan Shen first. That guy is just a white ape who cultivated into a spirit, and he's been lording over the Jiupan mountain outskirts for almost a century. Since he hails from Qiyun Mountain, one of the legendary Taoist sects, he thinks this Yuan Shen guy is named Qi. Does he have a single character name like Dong? Never heard of that name, boss. What's the deal with all these white bones scattered across the mountain? Rumor has it those bones are just concentrated miasma leaking out from the mountain's spirit veins, manipulated by the Yuan Shen to breathe whenever he wants. He's even locking down the mountain with those bones in broad daylight now, probably terrified of ending up like old man Hui. So, do you know where this Yuan Shen's secret lair actually is? That guy is paranoid as hell. Aside from his own pack of monkey demons, literally nobody knows where he stays. I was speechless. Like, how does this dude's power level compare to old man Hui? I don't know how strong old man Hui was, but this Yuan Shen is at least on his level. Otherwise, he wouldn't be the big boss running Mount Juhua. Tell me everything you know about this Yuan Shen first. He's basically a white ape that achieved sentience. He's been terrorizing the outskirts of Mount Jupan for 100 years, claiming he's from Mount Qiyun, one of the Taoist ancestral grounds, so he calls himself Old Qi. This Yuan Shen guy is named Qi. Does he have a single character name like Dong? Never heard of that. What's the deal with all these white bones scattered across the mountain? Rumor has it those bones are just concentrated miasma leaking out from the mountain's spirit veins. They're controlled by the Yuan Shen to breathe at will. And he's even locking the mountain down with those bones in broad daylight now, probably terrified of repeating old man Hui's tragic fate. So, do you know where this Yuan Shen's secret lair is hiding? That guy is a textbook definition of a paranoid fraud. And outside of his little monkey demon entourage, not a single soul knows where he lives. I was honestly at a loss. How does this Yuan Shen's power stack up against old man Hui? I'm not sure how strong old man Hui was, but this guy is definitely not any weaker. Otherwise, he wouldn't be the master of Mount Juhua. I've heard enough. Digging any deeper is just a waste of time. I looked at Huang Ling. I can wipe that chaotic energy out of your body, but you're done playing villain after this. Can you handle that? Oh, absolutely. Little Yao will never hurt a soul ever again. Oh, mighty God, I swear on my life I'm turning over a new leaf. I hit him with the 4 blessings technique, casting a beam of light right onto the spirit's forehead. Instantly purged all that toxic, chaotic energy out of its system. Once the spirit felt its body reset, it immediately dropped to its knees and started bowing. Your grace is legendary. Master, I'll never forget this as long as I live. If you ever need some dirty work done, this little one is at your beck and call. Yeah, get up already. I'm thinking to myself, having a spy deep in the mountains could actually be a vibe. Don't go tailing me on this next mission. Just stay here and keep an eye on things. If anything pops off, report to me at Lu Family Village. After ditching the spirit, I dragged Chiyu deeper into the mountain range. Along the way, I heard some ape howling in the distance, so I tracked the noise, pushed through the brush, and spotted an ape ready to pounce. Suddenly, I felt a chill down my spine, turned around just in time to see a shadow diving straight for me. In a panic, I threw up my hands and cranked the 5 Thunders spell. We collided hard, and I got shoved back a few paces. I looked up, and it was just some dude in a white robe, so I immediately tapped into my sight technique, only to see his true form was a massive white ape, shrouded in a thick, menacing red aura. Who are you supposed to be? How'd you tank my full power strike like that? The white ape looked absolutely shook. Chiyu flapped his wings and hovered in the air. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? This is a big shot from the Xuanyang Palace. Master Hui was folded by him in a single hit, you clown. So you're the local god from Lu Family Village that everyone's talking about? The white ape smirked. Whatever, I used to split this territory with Hui. Since he's dead, I don't mind taking you out instead. Old Six already laid out the terms, other than the daily tributes, like my birthday for example. I'll let you know when you're worth the effort. The white ape finished talking, shooting me a look of pure mockery. I just smirked. A birthday is barely enough. He should at least add his own funeral to the calendar. Old Chi, I gave you a chance, but if you're too dense to take it, are you really trying to square up with me? Don't get it twisted. In a real fight, you're definitely not on my level. The white ape immediately tilted its head back and let out a blood-curdling roar. Moments later, the forest was crawling with ape shadows. Seeing this, Chiyu flared her feathers, engulfed herself in flames, and dove straight at the ape. The white ape lunged with intent to kill, but pulled a slick backflip to dodge the hit. What kind of random bird thinks it can talk back to me? It balled up its fist, radiating dark aura, and went for the kill on Chi-Yu. Before it could even plant its feet, I drew my blade and unleashed the full power of the Heaven Chaos sword art. A flash of silver light tore right past the ape. Its human form vanished, reverting to its true ape self, a nasty crimson gash now marring its pristine white fur. The wound wasn't deep, but it hit the absolute weak point. I was about to rush in for the finish, but two monkey minions jumped in to intercept. I swung my blade, cutting those two losers down in an instant. Seeing his squad get folded, the white ape immediately turned tail and ran. I gave chase, but hit a fork in the road and lost the trail. The ape was long gone. Every path in front of me was dead silent and completely empty, until the white ape's voice echoed through the thick fog. "Listen up, god of the Lu family. We aren't finished yet. Aren't you supposed to be the great god of Jiulong Town? Once I've healed up, I'm coming back to slaughter your villagers every few days until you tear down your own shrine." My eyes scanned the paths ahead, and just as I was about to pick one at random, I saw Chi-Yu flying toward me. "My lord, stop chasing him. We're going to get seriously lost in this fog." I was fuming, but the haze was so thick I literally couldn't track him. If that ape actually starts terrorizing the village, all the reputation I've grinded for will be absolutely trashed. Guess I'll head back and figure out a real plan. Just as I was about to give up, something clicked, and my eyes widened as I scanned the forks in the road once more. Wait, why does this whole... Just as I was about to dip, a light bulb went off in my head and I realized, wait, I've seen this path somewhere before. I scanned the forks in the road again with my eyes. Why does this place give such major déjà vu? Chi-Yu, you ever been to this spot before? Not a chance. Chi-Yu glanced around and shook his head, saying, "Guess I'll just head back then." The whole way back, my brain was running laps trying to figure it out. Where exactly have I seen this? Right as I reached the mountain gate, it hit me like a truck. Liu Kang's dream. It's gotta be Liu Kang. I saw this exact fork in his dream, and that's where the guy took a side path into the deep end. I've got eyes on him now. Liu Kang was sprinting to the right, looking absolutely terrified. Could that path actually be the secret entrance to the Origin Spirit's lair? No wonder his dream felt so sus back then. I immediately decided to head back and grill Liu Kang for the truth. When I got to the entrance of Jupan Mountain, I saw Wang Mong and Feng Yu standing there, flailing their arms around and muttering nonsense like they were possessed. I leaned in to eavesdrop, dying to know the tea. After catching their convo, the pieces finally clicked. Turns out these two were chasing that black monkey, but the second they hit the forest, they got blocked by a wall of bones, and spent a whole hour running in circles like total NPCs. Good thing Fang Yu had some fancy pathfinding technique to escape that foggy mess. Once they were out, Wang Mang looked at Fang Yu and said, "We only made it out because of your sex little GPS tricks. I'll make sure to put some respect on your name for this one." "You're too kind. Even without me, I'm sure a genius like you would found the exit, senior brother Wang. So, what's the move now?" Wang Mang stared back at Jupan Mountain, deep in his thoughts. "That monster is hiding in there like a coward. We need a way to bait it out." Suddenly, he seemed to have a stroke of genius. "Those demons are terrified of sulfur powder. Let's go round up a couple hundred peasants to help us out. Then we hit the mountains and burn everything to the ground. No way that monster keeps hiding after that." Feng Yu stood there stunned for a sec, then turned to look at Wang Mang. "But bringing that many people into the mountain, we can't possibly keep them all safe. If something goes south, the local magistrate is going to lose his mind." "Screw that guy. He's just a bottom-tier bureaucrat. I'm not even going to tell him." "If you say so. Go buy some sulfur in town first, then round up the crew. But I'm calling the shots here, so quit the yapping and do exactly what I said." Wang Mang waved him off, annoyed, and dragged Fang Yu away. I heard every word those two losers said. This guy is really trying to send civilians in there as fodder. "My lord, should we stop them?" "Don't worry about those clowns yet. Go tell Lu Fu to warn everyone in the village. Absolutely nobody is allowed to set foot on Jupan Mountain. And if they ignore me and get themselves killed, I'm not lifting a finger." "Understood." Chi-Yu took off immediately to get it done. At noon, Liu Kang was stuffing his face with a feast when suddenly his vision went dark and he passed out cold. Yeah, that was me. I paid him a little visit and hit him with some divine projection. Daydream entry, pulling his soul straight into a void of my own making. "Liu Kang, remember who I am." Liu Kang panicked, looked up to see the Xuanyang Palace hovering above, and started bowing like a maniac. "My humblest greetings, great lord of Xuanyang." "So, Liu Kang, food's pretty good at home, huh?" It's all thanks to your divine blessing for a good harvest that I can even afford a decent meal, my lord." "Let me ask you, why were you actually skulking around Jiupan Mountain that day?" "I was just chasing a rabbit and got lost, I swear." "Cut the crap, you still trying to lie to my face?" "I was out wiping out primordial spirits today, and I literally saw the path from your little dream." "You really think you can lie to me? You want to know what happens to people who try that?" Liu Kang's mental state just completely shattered. I don't dare. Please spare me. Just please, great deity, have mercy on me. I swear I'll spill all the tea. Just don't kill me. Turns out, that day Liu Kang went into the mountains, he ran into a white ape. Years back, Liu Kang was out hunting in the mountains and stumbled upon this white ape caught in a literal bear trap. He felt bad for the beast, so he didn't put it down. Instead, he bandaged the poor thing up and set it free. Fast forward to the present, Liu Kang bumps into this absolute bombshell in a white dress out in the wild. She goes, I'm that white ape from back then. I've ascended to human form, and I'm here to pay you back. She calls herself Bai Jie, the ape he saved, and she gives Liu Kang 2 tiger skins as a flex. Since then, those two have been hitting it off in the mountains like crazy. Every single time they meet, she's got some loot to hand over. One day, Liu Kang asks, Yo, why does the mountain get blocked off by piles of white bones every night? She explains that she's sitting on a legit spirit spring, and the toxic miasma leaks out of that pool every single night. During the day, the aura settles, making the spirit spring a prime spot for beasts to level up. Taking a dip in that pool is an instant XP boost for cultivators. And even for NPCs like us, it cures every illness and adds years to your life. Naturally, Bai Jie wants to take Liu Kang for a VIP spa day in the spring. They get to the spirit spring, but before Liu Kang even dips a toe in, some monkey lackeys spot them. Bai Jie screams at him to get out of there, just run for his life. So he books it all the way home, just full-on sprinting for his life. I was panicking and running for my life, with these monkey monsters on my tail, so I ended up inhaling a ton of that toxic miasma. Thankfully, a great deity like you stepped in to clear it out for me. Bai Jie's spirit spring. So, does this Bai Jie actually have some clout inside the monkey boss's lair? She told me she was the head maid for Yuan Shen. I honestly have no clue if she was capping or telling the truth. She definitely got caught by them trying to help my sorry self escape. No idea what kind of trouble she's in right now. I've been checking out Mount Judai for days, but it's constantly covered in thick fog, and I'm not dumb enough. Last time I asked you, why didn't you tell the truth? First, I was scared my wife would find out I'm involved with a demon. Second, I was worried you'd label me a traitor for messing with monsters. That's why I lied. I'm begging you, have mercy, my lord. So, Bai Jie wanted to take Liu Kang for a quick soak, and the two of them headed over to the spirit spring, but before Liu Kang could even dip a toe in, they were spotted by those monkey demons. Bai Jie told Liu Kang to scram, so he booked it, just bolted away like his life depended on it. I was running for my life, and with those monkey demons on my tail, I ended up inhaling a ton of that toxic miasma. Good thing the Divine Lord stepped in and chased the poison away for me. Bai Jie, Spirit Spring. So does Bai Jie have some kind of special status in the monkey demon lair? She claimed she was the personal handmaiden to Yuan Shen. I honestly have no clue if she was capping or not. She probably got captured trying to help me escape. I have no idea if she's even still in one piece right now. I've been scouting Mount Jutai for days, but it's permanently fogged out even in broad daylight, so I didn't dare risk it. Last time I asked you, why didn't you tell the truth? First, I was scared my wife would find out I'm involved with a demon. Second, I was worried you'd label me a traitor for messing with monsters. That's why I lied. I'm begging you, have mercy. This Liu Kang might be the only outsider who's ever set foot in that white ape's den. If I want to take down that Yuan Shen, I'm gonna need this guy. He's the only one who knows the way. Fine. If you can remember the path and the exact mountain, I'll count it as an act of atonement and overlook your little lie. Liu Kang looked like he was about to have a mental breakdown. My lord Bai Jie was the one leading the way. That place is a complete maze. I really don't remember the route. I raised my hand and cast a blessing technique to give Liu Kang a quick mental boost. Liu Kang started racking his brain, trying to remember. Come work with us at Mount Jiupan. We've got bonuses and room and board included. As soon as those NPCs heard the name Mount Jiupan, they shook their heads and bolted like they'd seen a ghost. Even the locals from nearby villages refused to lift a finger to help. Since the Xuanyang family has already spoken, how about we head over to Mount Jiuping instead? Since the Xuanyang family has already spoken, how about we head over to Mount Jiuping instead? Lord Xuanyang, who does this backwater local deity think he is, acting so arrogant and high and mighty? Senior brother Wang, if that's how it's gonna be, maybe we should change up our plan. You're honestly just as useless as them. All you do is yap about things that don't matter. Get lost, right now. Go? Go where? So, what's the final call? I was originally going to clap that white ape first, then deal with this fake god. But looking at the situation, if I don't delete this guy right now, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to wreck his shrine and smash that statue to bits. Let's see if these villagers still want to worship him after that. Senior brother Wang, you can't. You're going to trigger the whole village. If you're a coward, stay here. I'll go solo. Wang Mang grabbed a dead branch, wrapped it in cloth, lit it up like a torch, and started marching toward the Liu family village shrine. Wait, where do you think you're going? The villagers saw Wang Mang with the torch and scrambled to get in his way. One guy tried to step up, but Wang Mang shoved him aside and kept pushing forward. That guy is carrying a torch straight to the village shrine. He's definitely trying to torch the place. Everyone, hurry up and call for backup. We can't let this clown win. He reached the shrine entrance only to find the villagers blocking his path. But how could these NPCs even hope to stand against Wang Mang? As a martial artist, he swung his club and sent them flying like bowling pins. He then strutted right into the main hall of the shrine. Once inside, Wang Mang slammed the doors shut and locked them tight. Lu Fu arrived with his crew at the door, seeing it bolted shut. Hurry up and bring a log to smash this door down. The crowd panicked and rushed to find something to use as a battering ram. Meanwhile, inside the hall, Wang Mang stared up at the idol and snarled. What a mesmerizing dark god, truly hypnotic. Today I, Wang Mang, shall execute divine justice. You little brat, how dare you? I raised my hand, gathered my mana, and with one flick, sent Wang Mang crashing face first into the dirt. Finally, the main gate was smashed wide open. Everyone stared at the scene in absolute shock. Fang Yu took one look and bolted straight into the grand hall. He activated his insight skill to scan Wang Mang, and boom, he saw a massive towering figure. Only a true deity could radiate such god-tier aura. You're no dark god, you're the real deal. What are you looking at? Get me up, right now. Your journey ends here, clown. You want to help this piece of trash? I wouldn't dare, my lord. Wang Mang was pinned down by Xuanyang Gong, unable to even twitch. I condensed my mana again, unleashed one more hit, and sent Wang Mang sprawling. I could practically hear his bones turning to dust. Xuanyang Gong, I'm sorry, I won't mess with you again. I know I messed up. Hi, Immortal, don't you dare let this loser go. Oh, this is getting interesting. A second ago you were begging me to kill him. This guy is straight up snake-like and has connections in Zhenling Ti. If you let him slide, you're gonna have a world of trouble later. Wait, aren't you two supposed to be partners in crime? We aren't friends, we're bitter enemies with a serious grudge. I only took this mission to get close to him, just so I could find the perfect moment to wipe him off the map. Turns out, Fang Yu had a senior brother named Liang Jiaran who he grew up with. They were like brothers until they went on a mission with Wang Mang, got jumped by demons, and things went south. We immediately went into combat mode. Wang Mang, being the total snake he is, backstabbed Liang Jiaran just to slip out of the demon swarm. He used the chaos as cover to ditch everyone and dip. Lucky for us, but the guy from the Liang family kicked the bucket from blood loss. If you wanted revenge so bad, why did you always play counselor every time he did some shady dirt? My liege, I promise I'm not just letting personal vendettas get in the way of official business. If I offed him too early, I wouldn't have been able to handle the mission the higher-ups gave me by myself. So, I was just planning to take him out on the way back once the job was done. Wang Mang was struggling to breathe, gasping, My liege, please let me be the one to finish off Wang Mang and avenge my senior brother. Aren't you worried that if word gets back to the Spirit Suppression Bureau, you guys are going to get dragged into the mess? To get my revenge, I'm willing to bet it all. Wang Mang, you've been terrorizing people left and right. God knows how many innocent lives you've got on your hands. Dying today is just the universe balancing the scales. He drew his blade, swung once, and Wang Mang's head parted ways with his body, zero movement, straight to the afterlife. Fang Yu's eyes were watering up. Senior brother, I finally avenged you. Thanks, Xuanyang, for letting me end this guy myself. Don't sweat it. But a divine officer just died. Won't the Spirit Suppression Bureau come sniffing around? Bro, we're way out in the sticks with ghosts and demons everywhere. Being a divine officer here is a high-risk job. Dying in a skirmish with some evil spirit is just another Tuesday. Seeing me stay silent, Fang Yu added, Don't worry, my liege. Wang Mang was 100% my kill. This has nothing to do with you. I'll handle the fallout myself. I don't owe anyone a debt. What do you want? I don't owe anyone favors. So tell me, what do you want? I wouldn't dare. You already helped me out, and I don't need a reward. I just want to stay on your good side. We'll worry about that later. For now, I can hook you up with some major merit points. You want in? That spirit ape up in the Geopen Mountains. I can take you there to put it in the dirt. If I could actually take that thing down, that'd be a massive promotion. But the terrain is a total maze, and nobody can find where that monster's hiding. I know the way, just stick with me and don't get lost. If you've got a plan, then I'm down to follow your lead, master. With that decided, he called Qiyu over to head out together. When the villagers saw Fang Yu and Qiyu walking out, Lu Fu was just about to open his mouth.
Huh?
Listen up. I'm currently on the clock for Lord Xuanyang, heading into the mountain to exterminate that monkey demon. Out of the way! Everyone, clear a path. Hearing Qiyu bark out the orders, the villagers finally snapped out of their trance. Lu Fu and the crowd stepped aside, watching Fang Yu's silhouette fade into the distance. The village chief, Bi Dailei, pulled Lu Fu over to the side. They say that Ape God is supposed to be absolutely cracked. You don't think Lord Xuanyang is going to end up as fodder, right? Don't start with that. No matter how sweaty that demon is, there's no way he's touching Lord Xuanyang. I'm just worried, man. My bad, I shouldn't have said that. Is there anything at all we can do to help? The new statue of the deity is finally finished. I was planning to ask the magistrate to pick a lucky date for the ceremony, but since he's out there clapping demons today, let's just make it today. We'll rally all the villages and host one massive ceremony. That sounds like a solid plan. I'll go find people to get the setup started. I'll head over to invite the magistrate and have him preside over the event. Bet. I'm out. You two go grab some villagers and get to work. At that moment, I used my divine sense to reach the entrance of Jiupan Mountain. Qiyu and Fengyu were already waiting there, and I noticed Huangling was hanging around too. Why are you here? Replying to the God Lord, Brother Qiyu was getting impatient waiting here, so he called this little demon over to chat. After hearing that, I gave them the lowdown on who Fengyu really was. This is the divine official from Zhenling Temple. His name is Fengyu. I didn't expect even the high priest of Zhenling Si to fold this easily and follow the plan. Xuanyang is honestly just built different. My lord, is there anything this lowly one can do to assist you? I was about to say nah, but then I realized having extra hands is actually a W. I'm planning to go hunt down Yuan Shen. You down to ride or die? Huangling didn't even hesitate for a second. This lowly one is ready to go all out for you. I took the lead, dragging Fengyu, Qiyu, and Huangling through the sketchy dark forest. Trusting the memories in my head, I made a boss move at the fork in the road. We finally hit the base of a steep cliff. I paused, looking up, aiming for the spot where the birds were making the most noise. High up in a massive god-tier tree sat an entire pavilion. No doubt about it, that's where Yuan Shen is chilling. This monkey really knows how to live it up, doesn't he? What's the play now, High Immortal? Just wait. We need to confirm the white ape is actually inside before we clap him. We waited for about the time it takes an incense stick to burn until a red-haired ape showed up with 2 girls. Reporting, the 2 girls have been delivered. Bring them inside, then get lost. Yes, Your Majesty. If that monkey is in there, then it's go time. I looked at Fengyu and compared his energy to Qiyu, wondering who's actually cracked. I'm just a little bit stronger than Guardian Qiyu. When I start throwing hands with the white ape, you deal with the trash mobs. Qiyu and Huang, you guys cover the rear. We're finishing this boss today. The squad acknowledged the order, and I blasted off toward the massive tree. The red ape didn't even see it coming. I sliced him in half before he could react and kicked down the wooden door. Don't be scared, beauties. I'm gonna treat you real well. Don't trip. I won't let you guys down. Why are you even here? Wait, it's you? How the hell did you get past my defenses? You've got your own maid to thank for that little oversight. Bai Jie. I didn't hesitate, throwing a palm strike that sent demonic energy straight toward the 7th Elder. The old fraud panicked, dodging at lightning speed before pulling a counterattack, his hands pulsing with black aura as he lunged at me. Ming Yun. Is that really all your soul essence can do? Xuanyang art. You actually, great master of the Xuanyang art, can we talk about this? I'll give up the tribute and even the Jupo Mountain, just spare my life, okay? What do you think? Buddy. I smashed right through the wall, leaving a massive crater behind. Wood shards were flying everywhere, making it impossible to see a damn thing. By the time I reached the edge of the shack, the 7th Elder had already dipped. I sheathed my blade and immediately gave chase. When I hit the woods, I saw Qiyu and Huangling teaming up to box in the white ape. Don't let that guy escape. Get the hell out of my way, you losers. I hit him with the 5 lightning finger technique, blasting it straight at the white ape. Master Xuanyang, please spare me. I've got a legendary treasure to offer you. Look, it's this thing right here. Please see for yourself, Master Xuanyang. Qiankun Wu Ji. I never thought I'd actually end up in a situation like this. You really thought you could mess with me, you stinking monkey? 7th Elder. You are literally speedrunning your own death. Looks like this was his personal stash all along. What is this? Master, please, look at this essence pill. Just take it and refine the damn thing. Oh yeah, make sure to toss some scraps to A. Huang. Many thanks, Divine Lord. Mission accomplished, boss. Saved the civilians and bagged yourself 600 merit points. Note, this mission is repeatable. Go grind it if you want. The gray-haired old geezer gave 500, but White Ape gave 600, so clearly, the monkey is just built different. Suddenly, a panicked, soul-shaking screech from the ape echoed from behind. My lord, what should we do about this monkey brat? No loose ends, you and a Huang go take care of business. Then, a thought crossed my mind. I headed back to the cabin and found the 2 kidnapped girls. You two, good? You didn't get hurt, did you? They were shook and didn't dare utter a single word. I'm from the Xuanyang Palace, and that white ape has already been sent to the afterlife. Wait, you're not a monster, are you? I'm from the Xuanyang Palace. I'm the local guardian deity around here. You don't look like you're from around these parts. My lord, we're actually from Changfeng County. So, how did you end up out here? The two girls spilled the tea on how they got snatched. Changfeng County is way out west of Jupo Mountain. Apparently, people getting kidnapped by apes is just a daily occurrence over there. The local government couldn't handle the heat anymore. They hired martial artists to wipe out the apes, but everyone just kept taking L's, mainly because nobody could find the hidden base deep in the jungle. The girls were just minding their business in the fields before those two apes jumped them. If you hadn't pulled up, Your Majesty, we would have been done for. Thank you so much for the save, Great King. Chill, it's a minor quest, no need for the formalities. My name is Xuanyang, I'm a deity, not some random great king. Huangling, take these two back home. Don't worry, boss, this small fry will get the job done perfectly. After Huangling escorted them out, it hit me that I totally forgot about someone, so I stepped outside and headed back into the woods. Feng Yu was standing there with a green longsword, ready to square up against two demon apes. Suddenly, a massive thunderclap echoed as a lightning bolt nuked the apes into literal ashes. Feng Yu finally realized that I had pulled up to the scene. Supreme One, don't worry about me, just focus on taking down that white ape. I didn't say a word, just flashed a smirk at Feng Yu. My lord, seriously, no need to stress, I can handle the situation down here by myself. Already took care of that white ape, it's done for. Wait, what? The Master of Nine Phantoms Mountain got clapped that fast? What, you really thought I couldn't handle a monkey like that? No, of course not, I wouldn't dare think that. Stop yapping, just finish off the rest of these small fries. Understood, my lord. Feng Yu got back to the grind and started clearing out the rest of the demon fodder. Meanwhile, I headed back to the wooden shack to loot the treasures. Congratulations, Master. You've found a gold-tier artifact from the Black Umbrella. While I was thinking, Feng Yu came back and was shook when he saw the three items. The black parasol. My lord, this is a spirit-tier black parasol. You need to bloodbind it to unlock its full potential. This thing is straight-up cursed. You should probably just destroy it. I ignored him and tossed it straight into my system inventory to trade for merit points. Congratulations, Master. You sold 3 spirit weapons, completed the trash to treasure quest, and unlocked a special gacha pull. Want to use it right now? Hidden quest triggered. Let's go. Hidden quest activated, using reward. Congratulations, Master. You've learned a new divine ability. Evil Cleansing. Removes all debuffs and negative status effects caused by dark energy. Just then, Chi Yu and the others finally made it back. Most of this stuff is just demon cultivation trash. You guys can divide it amongst yourselves. After that, we headed for the exit. Seeing the mountain shrouded in thick fog, following the mist, I stumbled upon a pond that wasn't exactly huge, and that swirling white mist was just pumping out of this thing non-stop. I'm thinking to myself, no way, is this actually the legendary spirit spring? This place is definitely the secret passage to the Middle Heaven realm. But then I suddenly hear a girl's voice calling out, saying this spring only turned into this because of the coffin buried underneath. I look up and see a girl tied to a massive tree not far from where I'm standing. I walk over to investigate, sensing a faint, weird demonic aura coming off her. Wait, are you a demon? I'm an ape spirit that achieved cultivation. So what are you even doing here? I messed up, so my old man strung me up here. And since they stuffed me with heavy iron ore, I can't shift forms or even twitch a muscle. Basically just waiting around to kick the bucket. Who's your dad? Anyway, the primordial ape. And what kind of trouble did you get into to end up like this? I got caught messing around with a human and bringing him here. Hold up. Messing around with a human? Don't tell me? You're Baijie? Who are you? And how do you know my name? I'm from the Xuanyang Palace, the local deity of Lu Family Village. Liu Kang already filled me in on your whole situation. Liu Kang, wait, is Liu Kang doing okay? Yeah, he's chillin'. He had some nasty miasma stuck in his body, but I cleared that trash right out for him. I've been thinking about him day and night ever since. How about I just cut you down first? Thank you so much, oh mighty deity. You're the daughter of the white ape. He really went full psycho on you over this? My dad has way too many kids to keep track of, so he doesn't really care if I'm here or not. Xuanyang Palace. Why are you even here? I'm here to wipe out this ape spirit. As I thought, he's here for the boss fight. To think you actually dodged that divine arrow.
Yeah, I already figured you'd say that.
Did Liu Kang say anything else about me? The guy tried to come find you a few times, but the miasma was too thick, so he just ended up camping at the gates like an NPC. For real? Thanks for the intel, I appreciate the heads up. Now I can finally go out with some peace of mind. You got any more questions before you kick the bucket? What exactly is the deal with this spirit spring? Yeah, what's so special about this water source? The ape spirit chose this spot specifically because of the spirit spring. It's got that yin-yang polarity built right in, spitting out pure spirit energy by day and absorbing the trashy vibes, then flipping the script at night to pump out toxic miasma. Just a constant cycle of yin and yang. The old ape has been leeching off this spring to rank up every day, using his demon energy to force the miasma to choke out the entire Juban mountain. About 10 days ago, the spirit spring stopped spitting out spirit energy and just went full toxic mode. The old ape got shook and dove in, only to find a floating coffin stuck at the bottom. No clue how it got there, but the spring definitely started glitching the moment that coffin showed up. The ape tried to move it, but the thing is locked in place by some overpowered energy. Bro couldn't budge it, no matter what he tried. Then the boss of Black Dragon Pool showed up, some kind of dragon serpent spirit looking for a side quest. He tried to help the ape spirit move the coffin, but when that failed, he started whispering conspiracies in his ear. He said since the old master stopped showing up at Julong Town to demand his tribute, it's the perfect time to strike. If the town pays up, they get a temporary pass, but if they don't, our two factions are teaming up to raid Julong Town and take over the place. Wanjing was always a massive coward who hated trouble, but since the spirit spring is busted, he's basically losing his entire livelihood, so he had no choice but to take Zhao Jing's deal. And that's how the rest of this drama started. I've spilled everything I know, man. Please, Lord Deity, just put me out of my misery already. Any last words before I send you to the lobby? If you can, tell Liu Kang that I died for him. Just then, Chi Yu swooped in. My lord, I saw a sketchy shadow lurking around earlier, so I chased it, but they dropped this bag and bailed. I checked it out, and it's full of shiny rocks radiating pure spiritual energy. High Immortal, these are spirit stones. They're packed with spirit chi, perfect for leveling up mortal martial artists and spirits alike. This whole bag is just low-tier trash, though. High Immortal, if you ask me, this looks like a scale from a carp spirit. Carp spirit. Yeah, but the scale turned gold, which means this fish has actually been putting in the work, probably leveled up into a flood dragon spirit by now. A flood dragon? You think he was working with Yuan Jing? He's been hiding here the whole time. Then why didn't he jump in to help when I was clapping Yuan Jing? He was probably waiting for the fool to stall that wild cultivator so he could land a sneaky backstab. Too bad the Xuanyang technique is just built different. The fight ended before it even really started. That bag had a scale in it. That Xuanyang guy definitely knows who I am now. Spirit veins are everywhere, man, and they come in all sorts of weird shapes. Like the one in my hometown of Lingshan. It's literally a giant ancient tree with 10x the spirit chi of this pathetic spring. High Immortal, if we can unblock this spring, it'll be more than enough to power up a dozen creatures daily, even if it's not top tier. Why don't you head down there and check it out? Lord, I'll do anything you ask on solid ground, but I'm a bird. I'm literally trash at swimming. Fine, leave it to me. I'm literally built for this. My boys back there are straight up allergic to swimming. Fine, looks like I've got to carry the squad and do it myself. You guys just stay up here and keep watch, shout if things get spicy. So, I start diving deep. Once I hit the bottom, I finally see that mysterious coffin. The design is a major red flag, definitely housing some sealed-up menace. I could feel this absolute unit of an energy field radiating off the thing. Straight-up toxic death aura. I channel my inner Giga Chad, plant my palm on the coffin, and try to blast some mana to cleanse the vibe, but the coffin just absorbs my energy like a total skill issue. I'm low-key shook. No wonder that ape couldn't do anything to this hunk of stone. I activate my spirit vision to peek inside, and I see a ghostly figure. It's a female corpse in there, and she's the one leaking all that cursed energy. While I'm busy sweating, a light bulb goes off in my brain. Time to use the exorcism tech. Let's see if this actually cooks. I press my palm against the surface again, and trigger the god-tier cleansing spell. In a blink, the death aura evaporates, and the coffin starts vibing and shaking. Once the curse is gone, the coffin finally starts floating up. I scramble to the surface right behind it. By the time I break the water, the toxic mist over the spirit spring has totally dipped. I rocket out of the water, the coffin pops up, and the spirit spring is looking fresh again. The spring is back to normal. Oh, great immortal, how on earth did you pull that off? Bro, it's not even a big deal. Is there honestly anything you can't do, master? Quit the fanboying and help me haul this thing up already. With the help of the bird, we finally drag the stone coffin onto the flat ground. This symbol looks like some edgy cult nonsense I saw in the Zhenling Sea archives, but my memory is buffering right now. Once I'm back at the bureau, I'll track down the source and expose these clowns. All right, I'm leaving that to you. Chi Yu is honestly just obsessed with the drama at this point. What's actually inside this stone casket? I honestly have no clue who this lady is or where she came from. You might as well give it a try and crack it open. Chi Yu flew up to the lid, sinking her claws into the gap. Then she flapped her wings like crazy, trying to lift that heavy slab, but the coffin didn't even budge an inch. It's straight up sealed shut. Yo, little bro, stop staring and come give me a hand here. It won't even open a single crack. Save your energy. This thing literally cannot be opened from the outside. Let's focus on this spirit spring for now. So we headed back over to the source. I told Shiyu and Fangyu to sense the spirit energy coming off the spring. You two, tell me what you think of this energy. They both started channeling their cultivation techniques immediately. A moment later, my lord, the energy is definitely legit for cultivation, but it's so thin it would take years to actually see any results. Same here. My breathing technique is trashed here, so I can barely feel a thing. You guys don't have access to better cultivation manuals anywhere else? I mean, we could buy them, but even a basic mysterious rank manual costs dozens of spirit stones. And my pockets are completely empty, man. Hearing that, I told Shiyu to toss over that bag of spirit stones. Take this bag. Consider it a little bonus for your hard work today. My lord, I seriously didn't do anything worth that much. I'd feel like a total fraud taking all these spirit stones. Besides, this isn't just a one-time gig, is it? What? You telling me you don't want to work for me anymore? Fangyu was stunned, then immediately started panic-pledging his loyalty. Whatever you need, my lord, I am ready to serve you at any moment. Then I looked at Shiyu and said, you're in charge of guarding this spirit spring from now on. You can come here to level up whenever you want, but there's one rule. No random NPCs are allowed to set foot in here. Understood. Thank you, my lord. With that settled, I told them to clean up the mess and let's bounce. At the gates of Jupan Mountain, the local magistrate, village chief Vu, and 4 villagers have all arrived. Xuanyangong has been inside for so long without showing his face. Could something have gone wrong? Just then, Shiyu and Fangyu walked out from the mountain. The village chief hurried over and asked, Immortal, how did it go? Fangyu tossed out the head of the ape demon. The beast had been easily clapped by Xuanyangong. Thank you, Xuanyangong, for slaying the demon. Thank you, Xuanyangong, for slaying the demon. Thank you, Xuanyangong, for slaying the demon. Xuanyangong, the statue is finally finished. We've prepped everything for a grand ceremony and just need your say-so. He said, yes, let's go, everyone move out to Lu Family Village. Today this statue, 9 feet and 2 inches tall and 1 foot wide, carved from Dongshan stone, has been officially recorded in the annals. I, the magistrate, am here on behalf of the imperial court to hold this ceremony. Village Chief Vu finished reading the scroll and led everyone in burning incense and bowing down. The other notables like Lu Zhen and Lu Fu followed suit and kowtowed. As for the average villagers, they could only kneel on the open ground in front of the temple. There were so many people that the line of kneeling folk stretched all the way to the stone bridge at the entrance. The master of the Zhenling Pavilion used his geomancy to claim there were no true gods in the Huainan region. Yet here I am, the only local deity in this dump of a town. It all started when the followers prayed in the woods, triggering the merit system. As long as believers offer incense, I get that sweet, sweet merit. It buffs my soul and helps me ascend to true godhood. From there, I started clearing out those notorious demons, slapping down any monsters trying to act like kings on my mountain, and ticking off every wish the villagers had, until I finally earned the stamp of approval from the local commoners. The magistrate even officially canonized me as the official Xuanyangong. After the ceremony wrapped up, I ordered Shiyu to guard the spirit spring at Jupan Mountain. Shiyu, you stay here and keep the spirit spring on lockdown for me. My lord, your grace is heavier than any mountain. If I stay stuck in this fur-covered beast form, how am I supposed to help you transform into human form today or turn into literal dust? A tiny bird really wants to swallow my Dao fruit? Pay for it with your life. A measly remnant soul dares to act out in front of me. Activate, secret spirit art, 5 thunder decimation. Can't believe this demon monkey core is this pure. Your servant Shiwu thanks you for this glorious gift, my lord. I vow to live and die for you, even if it costs me 1,000 lives. Now that you've transformed, what kind of skills did you pick up? My lord, after transforming, I've unlocked fire manipulation and blade storm. Plus, my mana levels just hit a whole new tier. My lord, those 2 demon girls have been safely escorted back. Good job. From now on, you're cleared to cultivate at this spirit spring. Thank you, my lord. I will serve you faithfully by your side forever.
Yeah, whatever. Get lost.
Sitting on the throne was a middle-aged man draped in purple official robes. This guy is the master of this territory. Han Xiao, the legendary guy who allegedly raided the tomb of Wang Mang. So, you're Fang Yu? You claim Wang Mang died in battle, killed by a monkey in some trashy backwater place like Jilong Town? Reporting to the master. That old ape demon at Jutuo Mountain has been evolving for years. Not only does he pack toxic miasma, but he's also got a legendary soul weapon. Brother Wang went solo into the monkey cave to buy me time to set up the array, got poisoned, and ended up taking that beast down with him. This is the head of the old ape demon that terrorized Jiupan Mountain. That's definitely the aura of a high-level demon. But I recall you predicting with your divination arts that there shouldn't be a true god in the 3 northern counties of Huainan for the next 60 years. And if there was, it'd just be some random mountain trash like that gray rat freak. The Xuanyang Palace you mentioned in your report is just a fake deity, but because he killed some rat demons, the locals started worshipping him like crazy. Wang Mang's death is honestly a huge tragedy. Still, a high-level demon's head is more than enough for me to report to the higher-ups, and it'll probably net us a massive payout from the Imperial Court for the Xiaotai Demon Suppression Bureau. A place with 0 spiritual energy, yet it spawns a pseudo-god who can wreck a Yuanshen-level fighter. Something about this ain't adding up. Fang Yu, fall back and go heal up. As for this Xuanyang Palace, I'll send a patrol envoy to scope out their true background myself. If they're the real deal, we'll give them official status. But if they're playing games... Fang Yu backed out of the main hall. His back was already soaked in cold sweat, being able to break a prophecy from the art of gold divination. This Xuanyang Palace is definitely hiding some world-class treasure. Wang Mang, you died for absolutely nothing, bro. The Scripture Pavilion of Xiaotai County's Spirit Suppression Division. Fang Yu was frantically digging through dusty ancient scrolls, his fingers brushing over endless yellowed pages. The runes he saw at the bottom of the spirit spring were burned into his brain like a tattoo. Finally, in a ripped-up forbidden sect record, he found the symbol that made the very air in the room turn icy. Found it. The Nether God cult. These lunatics have been off the grid for decades, yet they're still kicking? Xuanyang Temple, Liu Family Village. Fang Yu rode like his life depended on it, storming into the hall looking like a total wreck. That guy in red standing nearby was Chi Yu in his human form, his gaze sharp enough to make Fang Yu shiver. Great Immortal. I've finally uncovered the origins of that stone coffin. It's definitely the work of the Nether God cult. The symbol on that coffin is unmistakable. The Nether God cult? Spill the tea, tell me more. That sect is as mysterious as it is straight-up evil. Their specialty is refining cursed objects, specifically something called a cold corpse body refinement. That female corpse you saw underwater, Great Immortal, wasn't just some random body. She's a killing fetus, sealed in the spirit vein as a sacrifice. They purposely dumped that killing fetus into the spirit spring, trying to exploit the moment when yin and yang collide, aiming to convert spirit energy into pure slaughter to let a remnant soul from their cult hijack the body and resurrect. If you hadn't stepped in with your god-tier exorcism and forcibly moved that stone coffin, give it a bit more time and this whole area is going to turn into a literal graveyard for miles. No wonder that white ape couldn't touch that coffin. Turns out it was part of some soul-snatching scheme. Looks like the peace in Longtown was just a total facade. Ding. System detected that the host just ruined the Nether God sect's soul resurrection plan, triggering an alert for their soul-tracking envoys. Quest Chain Divine Might incoming triggered. Progress 1-5. Reward is a random mystical ability. I've already wiped out all that dark energy inside the coffin. That Nether God sect is definitely going to send some goons to investigate. When they show up, you lead them straight to me. I want to see what these Nether God sect clowns are really hiding behind their masks. Understood, O Exalted One. Xiaotai County, midnight, a chilling breeze just whistled through the city gate. The guard at the gate shuddered, completely oblivious to the 2 shadow-like creeps slipping over the wall. The duo landed silently inside the city. They were decked out in black robes with bone lotus sigils. It's the soul-tracking duo from the Nether God sect. The evil tracking seal just cut out right here. That old loser Chi, losing the spirit spring was bad enough, but he even managed to lose the holy sect's fetal demon. In this dump of a town, only those bald monk wannabes from the Spirit Suppressing Division could ice old Chi. Go check who's been cashing in the Essence Spirit rewards lately. Inside a Spirit Suppressing Division outpost, Fang Yu is burning the midnight oil, studying his manual. Suddenly, that golden carp scale on his chest starts heating up. It's the sensory charm he planted while doing side quests for the Xuanyang Palace. Almost instantly, a bone-chilling humid aura locked onto his room like a heat-seeking missile. Guests are here, so why the hide-and-seek act? Listen here, you little spirit-suppressing division scrub. You've got the stench of our holy sect's fetal demon all over you. Tell us, where's the coffin? Fang Yu's heart did a backflip, but remembering Xuanyang Palace's instructions, he smirked. The bait was taken. The coffin, it was snatched by the wild god over at Liu Family Village. His lackey Chi Yu is a total psycho. Even senior brother Wang Mang got wrecked by them. A wild god. Probably just some Listen here, little priest, if you lead us to the coffin, we might actually let you live. Yes, of course. I'll lead the way for you 2 big shots right now. 9 Dragons Village at the entrance of Liu Family Village. Guided by Fang Yu, the soul-chasing duo rode their horses like maniacs until they hit the village shrine. But as soon as they stepped foot in the village, the thin mist suddenly got thick, and it was radiating some kind of god-tier aura. Something's off. The energy flow here is straight up cursed. Someone's out here literally terraforming the ley lines. I am Xuanyang, and you two must be the lowlifes from that cringe cult. Where did this random trash god crawl out from? Hand over the coffin and join our cult, and maybe we'll spare your pathetic life. Why are you wasting breath on these NPCs, Lord? Blade, manifest. Scatter. Return. Hand up. In a blink, two shadows dove out of the woods like hungry hawks. The soul-chasing left envoy clawed at the air, his black nails aiming straight for Fang Yu's throat. A massive streak of red fire blasted from behind, parrying the attack instantly. You filthy animals, you really think you can act up in front of a god? His spirit fire ignited like a supernova, hitting them with the speed of a falling meteor, throwing punches as fast and heavy as a monsoon. Every single strike shattering the earth beneath their feet. Fang Yu stepped back 3 paces and went for a clean strike at the guy's left flank. Eat this. Your path ends here, but hey, you're not totally useless, I guess. Curse of the dead. Go pay your respects to the souls trapped in that coffin. The Lord has spoken, leave your heads behind. Seeing his bro get wrecked, the soul-chasing right envoy knew he was outclassed, so he bit his tongue, sprayed blood all over his bone shield, and tried to pull a blood escape jutsu to bail. You really think you can run on my turf? Skyblade technique, River Sever. Soul Hunter, you're not going anywhere, bro. Your road ends right here, kid. 5 Thunders Art, Ju Yu. It's a wrap for you guys. Chiwu sheathed his blade and walked over to the 2 piles of ash, giving them a disgusted kick without even breaking a sweat. My liege, these 2 lapdogs were actually carrying some pretty rare loot. My liege. The Nether Cult Soul Hunters have arrived at the Spirit Spring of Jiupan Mountain to carry out their assassination mission. The Saintess's soul hidden inside is the secret life insurance policy of the Sujin sect. Her soul holds the core essence of the Sushin Sutra, and they need to let death energy corrode her spirit for 3 months straight. When the Ghost Gate opens in the 7th lunar month, the Elder will descend personally to use the Saintess as a furnace, possessing her to be reborn, and after that, there won't be a single righteous soul left in Huainan. Only our cult will reign supreme, and anyone who gets in the way, whether they're local officials or rogue gods, gets clapped. That Sushin sect Saintess came from a major sect, and these clowns turned her into an assassination tool. They're not just after this coffin, they're trying to hijack the entire fate of Huainan. Since the letter says no survivors, I'll just wait right here for this elder to show up, and see if his resurrection tricks are actually cracked, or if my blade is just built different. The night at Jiupan Mountain grew darker, but the sinister aura around the Spirit Spring had already been shattered by Xuanyang Gong's single slash. The cold moonlight hit the creepy stained patterns on the coffin. Chi Wu stood guard with a serious look on his face, while Xuanyang Gong meditated to recover his energy. Ding! Detected that the host successfully wiped out 2 soul hunters of the Nether Cult, protecting the peace of the Divine Realm. Completing the quest. Counterattack from the shadows, rewarded 1,500 merit points. Completed hidden achievement. Demon Cult Exterminator, rewarded an extra 800 merit points. Total merit points now 5490. Back then, killing the White Ape Elder only gave me 600 points. Seems like the karma on these cultist losers is way heavier than any mountain monster. Ding! Host's merit points crossed the 5,000 threshold. System store has been auto-upgraded. Reward legendary divine ability, Nether Vision. Nether Vision connects to the heavens above and the underworld below, breaking through physical barriers. You can now directly communicate with lingering spirits and force your way into anyone's dreams or consciousness. Before, my chi sight was just blurry silhouettes, but now it's a direct highway into their fragmented memories. Chi Wu Fong Yu. I'm about to manifest my spirit into this coffin's dream realm, so make sure you don't let anything touch my body. Don't worry, my lord. Even if we end up as roadkill, we won't let a single soul disturb your meditation. Fong Yu gripped his jade sword with a serious look. This small fry will give it his absolute all, I promise. Xuanyang Gong sat cross-legged right in front of the coffin, tapping his fingers on the rune-covered lid, as a wave of golden spiritual energy seeped deep inside. In a blink, Xuanyang Gong felt the world doing a 360-degree spin. The forest and mountain views vanished into thin air, replaced by an endless frozen wasteland of swirling snow. Talk about a dead-end server. Right in the middle of this icy hell stood a stone archway, half of it already turned to rubble. You could just barely make out 2 characters carved on it, Sushin. And standing behind that gate was a woman. She was rocking an all-white fit, but these pitch-black soul-binding chains had her pinned to the ruins. Those chains were pulsing with a nasty dark red blood glow. That's the soul leader curse from the Nether Cult, slowly deleting her last bit of sanity. The lady looked up, her empty eyes flashing with pure shock. What kind of deity are you? How did you even log into this place? This Nether Dead Zone of all places. I am Xuanyang Gong, the true god of the 9 Dragons Town district. So you're the saintess of the Sujin sect, right? The woman gave a smile as sad as a wilting flower in a blizzard. The Sujin sect got wiped out in a bloodbath 3 years ago. I'm Su Qinghan. I should have been long gone. But these nether cult freaks kept my soul trapped here to forge a puppet. They're using my soul as a vessel for some ancient evil cult elder's remains. Xuan Yanggong. If you're truly a righteous god, just do me a favor and end my suffering. Killing the innocent isn't a— Xuan Yanggong raised his hand, gathering a crisp burst of godly energy at his fingertips, flexing that high-tier skill mastery. I've already offed those 2 soul reapers and swiped their secret scrolls. You've probably figured out that your soul is hiding something. The Nether God sect is desperate to get their hands on. The Su Xin Xuan Jing. That's the very thing my master carved into my soul before he kicked the bucket. If that evil elder gets his hands on it and combines it with his wicked arts across the Huainan realm, this whole place is going to turn into a living hell. Miss Su, let me ask you something. If I can keep your soul from shattering and break you out of this coffin, are you down to help me deal with that cultist elder who's about to pull up? I've been trapped in this dark void for thousands of days and nights, never thinking a rogue god would actually dare to stand against the might of the Nether God sect. That elder is a straight-up great ghost god rank powerhouse, and even with the local laws suppressing his strength, he's still leagues above trash like those white apes. In my divine domain, even a dragon has to lie down and demons have to get on their knees. Just answer me. Are you in or are you out? Sigh. This is the remnant scroll of the Su Xin Xuanjing. I surrender it to you, Divine Lord. I only ask for your protection. If things go south, just destroy my lingering soul yourself. Don't let me become a puppet for that piece of filth. Xuan Yanggong grabbed the jade slip projection, and right on cue the system chimed in. Obtain the high-tier Xuanji manual fragment. The Su Xin Xuanjing contains pure natural essence, which can massively boost the host's magic purity. You want to master this thing right now? Miss Su, just chill in the coffin. I'm gonna buff your seal with some divine energy. Those low-level ghosts won't be able to mess with your energy for a while now. Xuan Yanggong sat cross-legged on the bluestone slab. After snagging the top-tier Xuanji manual, the Su Xin Xuanjing, as the text began to flow, his magic power, which was usually pretty aggressive from all the killing, under the soothing influence of the Sujin essence, started to become incredibly refined and serene. The golden phantom avatar in his soul began to glow with a clear crystalline brilliance. The nether arts and the chi observation technique are finally vibing together, making him pull off some serious environmental hacks like a total pro. His Xuanyang cultivation manual just hit a new level of purity. Even the grass nearby is glowing with divine energy. Meanwhile, outside the Shatai County gates, the crowd went from 0 to silence in a heartbeat. A squad of cavalry on fire-breathing spirit horses just rolled up, decked out in black capes with gold bone-shattering patterns. The sound of those hooves hitting the ground was like a literal thunderstorm. Center stage is a massive black sedan chair being carried by 4 absolute units of men. Before the sedan even opened, the pressure dropping on the county felt like a mountain was crushing everyone. The VIP inside is an official inspector sent straight from the Spirit Suppression HQ. The local county magistrate, Yu Kun, is sweating bullets while bowing like his life depends on it. Inspector, my bad for not knowing you were coming. I definitely should have prepped a better welcome party. Magistrate Yu, word on the street is that some guy called the Xuanyang Lord is out here slaying big demons and evil cultists. Even my lieutenant, Wang Mang, turned up dead on his way to the Wei Kingdom. Back at the office, the candles were flickering as Wei Zhangchang sat in the throne-like seat, casually fidgeting with the spirit tracking chains that Fang Yu had just handed over, his hawk-like eyes locking on to Fang Yu like he was about to dissect him. Fang Yu was sweating buckets, but he kept his cool, mentally replaying every word the Xuanyang Lord told him. Fang Yu, that Wang Mang guy was a jerk, but my tracking skills confirmed there are no true gods in this backwater town. And yet, in your little report, you're hyping up this random hillbilly god like he's the main character? You wouldn't be killing your own team and working with the cult, then making up fake news, would you? Please, sir, you have to believe me. I wouldn't dare lie to the main HQ. Wang was 100% ambushed by the cult. If the Xuanyang Lord hadn't shown up, I'd be nothing but bones at Jupan Mountain right now. Showing his divinity? A tiny hill shrine god thinks he's worthy of being called divine? What a joke. My lord, you don't understand. The nether cult isn't moving with this much heat just for some random mountain. They're after the saintess of the Sushin sect, or rather the last lingering fragment of her soul. As soon as he dropped that name, Wei Zhangchang shot up from his chair, his aura literally disintegrating the furniture around him. Wait, what did you just say? The Sushin sect? The one that got wiped off the map and their saintess went missing ages ago? The Sushin sect. Where is that soul fragment right now? The Lord truly predicted everything. Sir, the nether cult is trying to forge her into a killing vessel for their elders to possess, so they can rebuild their base. This is huge. The cult has probably set up an inescapable trap by now. Right now, the coffin holding that saint's lingering soul is being suppressed by Xuanyang Gong at the peak of the spirit spring. If we can snatch back the saintess, it'll be a legendary achievement for the record books. But why is this Xuanyang Gong suddenly playing ball with the locals? Feng Yu, what is the deal with Xuanyang Gong doing this? Xuanyang Gong is the guardian deity of this region, only interested in keeping the local peasants safe and sound, and wants no part of the bloody drama between the imperial court and the cults. He asked me to pass a message to you, my lord. Is the saintess's soul a blessing or a curse? It's impossible to tell. If the spirit suppression division can handle the job, he's down to collaborate, provided you vouch for him in front of the imperial court. A smart move by Xuanyang Gong. The guy clearly knows how to read the room. Fang Yu, lead the way tomorrow. I want to see Jupan Mountain for myself. If the soul is real, I'll make sure he keeps his divine status. If it's a fake, I'll do my duty as ordered. And I won't let you down, my lord. Walking out of the yamen, Fang Yu looked up at the starry sky, a sinister smirk creeping across his face. He knew the sharp blade of this inspector had been perfectly baited by the Xuanyang Temple toward the incoming nether god cult. On the main road from Shatai County to Jupan Mountain, flags waved as Wei Zhonggung sat stoically in a massive black silk palanquin. Flanking him were 20 elite riders from the Spirit Suppression Division, mounted on fierce flame Kirin horses. The thunderous sound of hooves shattered the peaceful mountain morning. Fang Yu rode close behind, his heart feeling like it was tied to a heavy stone. Just as the caravan reached the foot of Jupan Mountain, less than 3 miles from the spring, the clear sky was suddenly swallowed by eerie gray clouds. A freezing gust blew from the woods, reeking of rot and sulfur. A cold scoff echoed from inside the palanquin. Where did this evil presence crawl out from? Daring to block my path. You're literally begging for death. The curtain lifted without a breeze. Wei Zhonggung soared into the sky like a giant eagle spreading its wings, flipping a spirit suppression seal in his palm, which erupted in a blinding golden light and slammed down with the force of a landslide, instantly. But as the dust settled, a shadowy figure in a ragged black and white robe emerged on the road. It was none other than the Yin-Yang Dharma King. Behind this fraud, his undead fodder squad crawled out of the void, clutching weapons made of bleached bone. Just a pack of mangy dogs working for Zhenling Tian. Hand over our sect's sacred treasure, and I might just let you die in one piece. Imagine a relic from the pathetic Nether God sect trying to flex here. You're basically asking for a face slap. Iron Dragon Cavalry, execute order, formation, Scarlet Evil Slaying Array, leave no one standing. The 20 elites roared in unison, unleashing a volley of bolts tipped with glowing red anti-evil energy. The Yin-Yang Dharma King waved his green corpse fire banner, instantly summoning a wall of flames. The righteous swordlight and the demonic fire collided, a blast so loud it shook the heavens. Feng Yu saw the L, dipped into the woods, and started casting a signal charm to the Xuanyang Palace. A blur of fiery red leaped down from the cliffside. Before he even landed, his scorching aura turned every leaf within 100 meters into literal ash. Qi Yu shifted into his human form, landing dead center in the chaotic mess of a battlefield. A glowing golden flame sigil pulsed on his forehead. Qi Yu's gaze was sharper than a blade. The Divine Lord has spoken. Jupan Mountain is Xuanyang's territory. I'm here to collect the debt. Time to purge this trash. Qi Yu smashed his fists together, igniting his demon fire as he unleashed god-tier punches. He didn't even break a sweat, taking out 3 of the nether soldiers. Wei Zhonggung's eyes turned dark. Is this really just a lackey for the wild god Fang Yu mentioned? He can actually take on a human form. Looks like that Xuanyang Palace really did stumble upon some god-tier loot. At the summit of Jupan Mountain, a blinding pillar of golden light pierced the clouds. Xuanyang Palace used some cracked movement technique to teleport right over the battlefield. Is this really Xuanyang Palace? The divine pressure is absolutely insane. Xuanyang hovered in the void, pointed a finger at the nether army, and dropped the hammer. 5 thunders annihilation. A massive boom echoed as lightning bolts the size of water barrels nuked the core of the yin-yang formation. Wherever the lightning touched, the corpse fire just vanished. Dozens of those undead soldiers were vaporized into nothingness. Xuanyang's figure solidified out of thin air. With a flick of his wrist, a golden dragon blade flew into his hand with a bloodthirsty metallic ring. The Yin-Yang Dharma King shrieked in terror. You wild mountain god, you dare mess with the holy sect's grand scheme? Literally begging for death. The Dharma King spit out a mouthful of his own cursed, blood-red life essence, and the runes on his spear instantly turned blood crimson, manifesting into a terrifying white-boned demon avatar dozens of meters tall, lunging straight at Xuanyang Gong. Xuanyang Gong didn't even blink, staring coldly at this piece of trash. Evil is just evil, no matter how much you try to dress it up. This single blade strike carried every ounce of pure divine power Xuanyang Gong had refined using the Suxian Xuan scripture. A violet blade beam sliced across the sky, carrying an aura so ruthless it felt like it could cleave mountains and rivers in two. That white-boned demon thought it was invincible, but the second it touched the blade, the insane killing intent shattered it into pixels. Yin-Yang Dharma King's face went ghost white. He tried to use a blood escape technique, but realized the space around him was already locked down by Xuanyang Gong's oppressive aura. His soul felt like it just got hit by a wrecking ball, frozen in place. Xuanyang Gong walked like a mountain, his blade gliding forward and effortlessly slicing through the Dharma King's body. This cult leader, who used to think he was the main character, just dropped dead on the spot. Xuanyang Gong sheathed his blade with a clean, satisfying click. Honestly, it looked like he just swatted a fly. With the king dead, those endless netherworld soldiers evaporated into shadows instantly. Wei Changgung led the remaining cavalry forward, looking at the golden-cloaked deity with eyes full of absolute shock. Feng Yu was quick to loot the body, scavenging through the remnants of the Yin-Yang Dharma King. A moment later, a secret letter made of human skin that reeked of death was presented to Xuanyang Gong. Xuanyang Gong took the letter, and as he read it, a faint blood-red glow flickered between the lines. As expected, you clowns aren't just aiming for this piece of land. Using the Saintess as a furnace to forcefully summon the true form of a netherworld elder. Talk about a death wish. The content of the letter was beyond messed up, exposing the dark schemes of the netherworld cult. Step 1. Use the Saintess as a living furnace. Step 2. Summon a high-ranking elder to descend upon this world. On the main road, the echoes of thunder were still ringing, while the 20 elite cavalry of the Spirit Suppression Bureau were cut in half. Everyone looked pale as ghosts, too scared to even move their horses forward. Wei Changgung stood frozen by the shattered black sedan, his pristine robes now torn to shreds by the shockwaves. Looking at the massive crater in the ground, the pride he once held as a royal inspector was officially deleted. Wei Changgung of the Spirit Suppression Bureau offers his deepest gratitude to Xuanyang Gong for saving our lives. I was blind to your majesty and dared to offend you. I beg for the gods' mercy. Xuanyang Gong pulled back the golden aura, consuming the sky, and drifted back down to earth. He didn't even glance at Wei Changgung, keeping his eyes locked on the deep reaches of Jupan Mountain. Xuanyang Gong spoke with a frigid yet absolutely god-tier imposing tone. Wei the inspector, get up off the floor. Protecting this land and wiping out those cultist losers is my job. Saving you was just a side quest. But that intel from the evil cult's secret letter is actually a huge deal. Since you're already here, tag along, and let's check out the Spirit Spring. Fang Yu scrambled forward, looking like a total fanboy. Lord Wei, the deity is pure mercy. That stone coffin is straight up cursed. If he hadn't suppressed it, things would have gotten ugly fast. Led by Qi Yu, the squad trekked through the winding mountain trails, heading straight into the heart of Jupan Mountain. Wei Changgung followed behind, but the deeper they went, the more his jaw hit the floor. All the trees and rocks around here seemed dusted in a faint, glowing gold. The spiritual energy, which was usually chaotic, turned smooth and ultra-pure once they crossed the boundary line. Being a cultivator, Wei Changgung could feel his own cultivation manual going into overdrive all on its own. This is clearly the sign of a hidden blessing land buffed by god-tier rules. Wei Changgung sighed in silent awe. It's obviously a blessed paradise. Imagine a lowly household god turning a random trash mountain range into a full-blown divine domain like this. The real power of this Xuanyang Gong guy has probably long surpassed that of a local deity. Fang Yu wasn't capping. You only make friends with a gigachad like this, never an enemy. After passing a jagged cliff, a pool of water as clear as jade appeared, the spirit spring that Xuanyang Gong had unlocked. Waves shimmered in the center, and pure spiritual energy erupted from the bottom, turning into a mystical mist. And that controversial stone coffin was just sitting there, chilling on a flat rock by the water. The lid was covered in creepy, deep red runes that were radiating bone-chilling cold despite the blazing sun. Inspector Wei. This right here is the slaughter fetus that the Nethergod cult has been simping for day and night. I already used my dream entry technique to confirm that the seal is holding the remnant soul of Su Qing Han, the saintess of Su Xin sect. Wei Changgung tried to use his divine sense, but he got hard countered. From the cracks in the stone coffin, you could hear the faint, haunting sighs of a woman. The voice was heavy with sorrow, yet strangely crystal clear. Wait, bro, it's actually the yin-yang extreme kill formation. The absolute psychos from the Nether cult are trying to hijack the yin-yang conversion power of the Spirit Spring again. They're trying to force refine the Saintess's pure yin soul, just to turn her into a meat puppet for the Elder's rotting remains. If this thing stays in Shatai, the evil cult is going to go full rage mode and launch a suicide mission to get it back. Xuanyang Gong stood there with his arms crossed, eyes sharp as lightning. A counter-attack? Since I've already taken on this karma, backing down isn't even in my vocabulary. I, the inspector, can team up with the Spirit Suppression Squad to keep this remnant soul safe, and eventually, I'll help her reconstruct her divine consciousness. Wei Zhonggong heard this and immediately clocked the hidden message behind Xuan Yanggong's words. He took a deep breath, thinking, this godlord is built different, actually out here saving people from the fire and brimstone. He gave a super formal bow to Xuan Yanggong. Once this is all settled, and I head back to the city, I'm linking up with the local magistrate and the officials to petition the imperial court immediately. We're going to officially crown the godlord as the protector of Shatai. He'll get worshipped for generations across the 3 northern counties, with a rank equivalent to a legit 5th grade official. Ding Aston, host, has fully recruited the imperial inspector and gained government recognition. Main quest Path of Enlightenment completed. Reward 2,500 merit points. Total merit now sitting at a fat 7990. Because of your street cred, Lan Sa, the Xuan Yanggong title just got a massive energy buff. Unlocked. Divine Domain Expansion. Your jurisdiction now covers a 20-mile radius. He looked toward the stone coffin, and suddenly a faint but clear voice from Su Qinghan echoed in his head. Xuanyang Lord, thank you. Even though this guy is a total sellout, his official uniform carries dragon aura that can suppress the evil vibes leaking from the coffin. Please, watch your back, Lord. The Elder's real body is way more nightmare fuel than you think. Don't sweat it, Miss Su. I'll carve out a sanctuary right here by the Spirit Spring, just for you. Wei Zhonggong watched as Xuan Yanggong's expression shifted. From this day on, the sky over Xiaotai is officially changing for good. At the peak of Jupan Mountain, spiritual energies surged around Xuan Yanggong like a massive tide. He stood on the cliff with his arms crossed, looking down at his massive 20-mile domain. His heart was calm as water, basking in the legendary clout from slaughtering the Yin-Yang Dharma King. Plus, having Inspector Wei Zhonggong on his side brought in a massive record-breaking haul of merit points. He closed his eyes, his consciousness diving deep into the massive system shop. At this point, his total merit had hit a mind-blowing 790 points. Xuan Yanggong mentally commanded the system. Activate Divine Domain Construction Mode, swap architecture to Xuanyang Divine Palace, upgrade the Jupan Spirit Spring quality, and activate the Yin-Yang Chaos Formation. With 2 crisp notifications from the system, the entire Jupan Mountain let out a low, earth-shaking boom. The humble huts on the mountain just got deleted by a massive golden beam of light. In their place, an insane palace complex rose up, with gold-plated roofs reflecting purple and yellow light like some kind of fever dream. Hanging over the main hall, 4 giant characters spelled out Xuanyang Divine Palace, radiating a don't touch me aura that screams God tier. Turns out, that's just the raw power of the system at work. Any low-level evil spirit that even glances at this place is getting their soul deleted instantly. The Xuanyang Divine Palace construction log says this basic setup cost a casual 2,500 merit points. Living in a god's pad comes with built-in anti-evil and chill buffs. The Yin-Yang Origin Formation cost another 3,000 merit points. It uses a Spirit Spring as the core and a Bagua Mirror as the stabilizer, covering a solid 20-mile radius. The Divine Manifestation ability costs 500 merit points, allowing his projection to go way beyond the palace borders, showing up in the dreams of his followers or right inside their shrines. Xuanyang placed the Golden Spirit Blade from the Spirit Spring right in the center of the formation. Floating right next to it is the Bagua Bronze Mirror he snatched from that old ape by Yuan. As soon as the Yin-Yang Origin Formation kicked in, a black and white Taiji barrier rose up from the Spirit Spring, spreading like wildfire across the entire Jupan mountain range. Su Qinghan's terrified soul, trapped in the stone coffin, finally started to calm down, soaked in that insanely potent and soothing energy. It's actually wild how this formation perfectly synced up with the natural yin-yang flow of this place. With this formation suppressing the aura, that Nether Elder fraud won't be able to track me down unless he shows up in person. And this is just the tutorial level. Miss Su, just stay inside the barrier and focus on your recovery. Xuanyang turned to Qiyu, who was standing by, and dropped the orders. Qiyu, spread my decree to Liu Fu and Feng Yu. Tell them to open the pilgrimage road so the peasants can pay their respects. Early one morning, at the base of Jupan Mountain, village chief Liu Fu and his buddy Bi Dalei led the local villagers, along with Wei Changkung and Feng Yu, trekking toward the mountain gate. Since Xuanyang already flexed his divinity earlier, the villagers who used to think Jupan was a cursed death trap were now looking like total fanboys, eyes full of worship. Liu Fu was literally tearing up, clutching his white jade. Heaven really does have eyes. Xuanyang turned this demon-infested mountain into a literal paradise. All right, everyone, start kowtowing. Thousands of people dropped to their knees at once, a wave of pure hype and devotion that felt like an earthquake. Countless streams of golden faith energy, invisible to the naked eye, surged from their heads like a tidal wave and flooded straight into the palace on the peak. Suddenly, the temple gates swung wide, and Qiyu transformed into his human form. Standing there looking like an absolute menace, he radiated an aura so intense that Wei Chonggeng's heart skipped a beat. Qiyu's voice boomed, echoing through the heavens. By order of the Divine Lord, all who come with sincere hearts may enter the temple to pay their respects. The spirit spring shall be bestowed upon the sick and elderly to wash away all their ailments. As the commoners stepped into the magnificent divine hall, they stared up at the massive, heaven-piercing golden statue, and every single whisper died out instantly. The figure of Xuanyang appeared upon the statue, his entire body glowing with a mesmerizing glazed light. I am Xuanyang, decreed as the guardian god of the Xia state. As long as you live in peace, I shall protect this land with perfect weather and harvest, so no evil shall ever dare to cross these borders. Xuanyang waved his hand, and divine light, infused with the Suxin Xuan scripture and life energy, rippled through the hall. Those suffering from terminal illnesses felt like they were bathing in a spring breeze as their diseases simply vanished into thin air. Standing in the crowd, Wei Changgung was absolutely shook. Seeing this massive scale of faith and the way the atmosphere shifted in an instant, this guy was clearly no small-time house god. This was straight up a true god descending, blessed by the heavens themselves. My lord, is this the guardian god you wanted me to investigate? Don't you think we should upgrade his rank a bit? Having no official title is disrespectful to such divine power. I must report this and get him promoted to the 4th rank. The miraculously manifested Duke of the Nine Pan Mountain. The peak of Jupan Mountain. Inside the Xuanyang Temple, the brilliant golden light and the tides of faith from the masses converged into one. The energy of faith condensed in the air above the hall, forming visible golden auspicious clouds. Xuanyang sat motionless on his throne, eyes half closed, guiding this massive ocean of collective belief straight into the spring below. By the banks of the spirit spring, the stone coffin was already wrapped in layers of powerful protective runes. Protected by the Suxin Xuan scripture, Su Qinghan's remnant soul in the coffin began to glow with a brilliant luster, greedily devouring the incoming spiritual energy and faith. Su, my dear, the power of belief from the masses is the purest form of merit in this entire world. Today I will use the incense of the people and the essence of this spring to reconstruct your physical vessel. Qi, as you command, Divine Lord. Even if the world ends, this coordinate won't take a single step back. Understood. I'm on it. Xuanyang suddenly snapped his eyes open, his hands moving at lightning speed to form seals, while the Bagua mirror floating in the array's center shot out a dense blast of yin and yang energy, aiming it straight into the heart of the stone coffin. Boom! The coffin shattered, but instead of debris, it vaporized into fine dust. Wrapped in the spirit spring and pure faith energy, the nearly translucent soul of Su Qinghan began to rise slowly, while countless golden threads reached out from the void, using the demonic essence and spirit power from the coffin as a skeleton, quickly weaving together a perfect new body. Su Qinghan's lips trembled, finally feeling the sweet sensation of being alive again. Thank you for this gift of rebirth, Divine Lord. But right then, the peaceful sky over Jupan Mountain was suddenly swallowed by an ominous, pitch-black darkness. This is the wrath of heaven itself. Bro is really trying to cheat death. Rebuilding a physical body is a total violation of the natural order of life and death. Wei Changgung looked pale as a ghost, stumbling backward in a panic. This isn't just some standard transformation tribulation. It's way worse. This is a heavenly thunder judgment for trying to defy fate. Xuanyang hovered in the air, let out a cold scoff, and flexed. In my divine domain, even the heavens have to show me some respect. Qiyu, block the first wave. Qiyu let out a roar, turning into a streak of red light as he launched himself into the sky, his entire body surging with monstrous flames, colliding head-on with the first bolt of lightning. Boom! Qiyu grunted, plummeting from the sky, but the power of his spear strike had clearly weakened that heavenly thunder significantly. Immediately after, a second and third streak of purple lightning, vicious as dragons, struck down directly at the main hall. Xuanyang kept his icy expression, grabbing the void with his right hand as a golden blade wrapped in purple energy materialized in his grip. Heaven Chao's blade technique, river-severing slash. Xuanyang swung his blade horizontally toward the heavens. The purple blade aura, fueled by the killer instinct and the Suxin Xuanjing, formed a massive crescent-shaped shield, completely shutting down the lightning strikes, raining outside the palace. With his left hand, he cast the 5 Thunder Art, using thunder to fight thunder, channeling the remaining lightning energy straight into the Yin-Yang Hunyuan array beneath his feet. Under the absolute onslaught of this insane lightning fire, Su Qinghan's body wasn't just surviving, it was being refined, and Su Lian was literally upgrading her into a perfect masterpiece. The cold, killing intent that used to haunt her got nuked by the heavenly lightning, replaced by a pure, legendary spirit energy. As the final streaks of thunder faded away, the dark clouds vanished like snow in spring, leaving her glowing with an ethereal, immortal aura. That cold, icy look between her eyebrows was gone, replaced by a newfound, vibrant spark of life. She might have lost her status as a saintess, but she's been reborn as a top-tier spirit vessel. Su Qinghan pays her respects to the Divine Lord. From this day forward, I pledge my loyalty to the Divine Palace, following you for all eternity. The Xuanyang Palace felt the spirit energy across the entire domain jump up another level. System alert. The host successfully rebuilt the Tao vessel and tanked the heavenly tribulation for the Saintess. Since Su Qinghan has officially pledged loyalty, the palace unlocks the dual spirit guardian mode, rewarding the host with 3,500 merit points. Host cultivation rank is ready for an upgrade. Bro, go enter seclusion ASAP. Nice, Elder Yuming. That little killing tool you spent ages crafting is now my personal guardian. Imagine the look on your face when you find out, you absolute clown. Thousands of miles away, in the freezing, hellish northern lands of the Great Desolation Kingdom, inside a crypt built from thousands of human bones, a rage-filled roar suddenly ripped through the sky. That roar was so thick with killing intent, it literally shattered the black bedrock above the lair. Deep inside the crypt, an old man in a black cloak was sitting in the middle of a literal blood pool, surrounded by swirling, vengeful spirits, when he suddenly snapped his eyes open, revealing a pair of creepy, pale white eyeballs. Inside his pupils, he saw the whole scene of Su Qinghan rebuilding her vessel at the Juban Mountain Spring, completely breaking free from his control. Xuanyang Wild God, how dare you mess with the foundation of the Great Hui God sect? That killer I spent blood and sweat crafting, you think I'll just let you take her for free? The elder coughed up a mouthful of lifeblood, his hands flying into a series of forbidden seals, activating the heart-stealing evil curse. If I can't have her, then I'll turn this entire Hatai County into a living hell. Meanwhile, Hatai County was vibing in peace, with the commoners still celebrating the recent divine manifestation. Out of nowhere at high noon, the sky turned absolutely ominous. A weird, pale red mist started creeping in from God knows where. It swallowed the entire town in a literal blink of an eye. Civilians walking the streets, guards doing their jobs, even the soldiers on duty, nobody was safe. The moment they inhaled that red smog, their eyes turned bloodshot and demonic. The local magistrate, Yu Quan, looked out his window, completely losing his mind. What the hell is even happening? Why are these people acting like this? Why are they literally ripping each other to shreds? A guard who was chill 5 minutes ago just pulled his blade and started hacking at his partner with a psycho grin. This technique feeds on the greed and hatred hidden in the human heart. Once it triggers, the whole town turns into a bunch of brain-dead, walking corpses. All they know how to do is kill. Every life snuffed out gives the elder far away a fresh boost of pure blood sacrifice energy. Up on Mount Jupan, inside the Xuanyang Shrine, the master suddenly stood up, his usual calm replaced by pure unadulterated killing intent. Using his spirit sight, he looked down at Shatai Town and saw the usual prayer energy vanishing. It was being replaced by a thick ink-black aura of pure calamity. You little piece of trash, how dare you? Qiyu Qinghan, follow me and let's crush these evil pests. With that, the master blinked, his physical body warping through the void. In a heartbeat, he descended over the sky of Shatai. Looking down, he saw the streets flowing with blood. The sound of screaming was deafening. The master roared, his voice booming with absolute authority, locking everyone's souls in place. He unleashed the forbidden spirit technique he'd just mastered. 2 beams of dark purple light shot from his eyes like lasers. They pierced right through the mist, locking onto the source of the curse hiding in the void. He grabbed the air, and his golden spirit blade, wrapped in purple killing intent, materialized in his hand. The phantom of a black snake on the blade let out an enraged howl. Heaven Cheo's blade art, drunken void. He slashed through the air, and one blade turned into an infinite shower of sword energy. Each strike hit the victims with sniper-like precision, slicing the red death threads in their minds. Su Qinghan just pulled up to the scene, looking absolutely ethereal. Her freshly reconstructed body is literally glowing with that pure heart chi. With that kind of aura, all the shady villains are basically forced to touch grass. The purifying heart mantra from her secret manual turns into a storm of cyan flower petals raining down from the sky. At the same time, Shi Wu transforms into his human form with wings spread wide, morphing into a firebird that's circling the entire town. He opens his mouth and blasts out pure demonic flames, instantly vaporizing those cringe cultist fires and that thick red fog. But the Yuming Elder isn't done playing dirty. The center of the city just cracked open into a massive black hole. 3 soul-snatching priests wearing blood-drenched robes step out of the void like they own the place. Wild God, even if you stop the curse, you can't stop our blood demon formation from harvesting all these people's life force. Too much yapping. You really think you can talk big about formations in front of me? Xuanyang is officially tilted, his golden Dharma avatar swelling to 100 feet tall. He looks like a literal titan stepping onto the battlefield. He's done holding back, dumping all his accumulated merit and divine power into his ultimate suppression technique. Sunset of the Suppressed Gods. A shockwave of raw mental energy erupts from Xuanyang, sweeping through the whole city like a tactical nuke. Before the 3 priests could even activate their trap, They got hit with a mental thunderclap so hard their artifacts shattered into pieces. Xuan Yanggong swings his blade, carving 3 purple arcs of death through the air. Slash, slash, slash. The 3 priests' hands go flying, and the demonic energy in their bodies gets sucked dry by his blade's killing intent. As the priests hit the floor, that nasty red fog over the city finally clears up. The commoners who were losing their minds just drop to the ground and pass out into a deep sleep. The sky finally clears up, and a massive pillar of golden merit light rains down directly into Xuan Yanggong's body. System notification. Quest complete. You've successfully shattered the soul-snatching curse of the Yuming cult and triggered your rank up. Xuan Yanggong can feel the divine power surging inside him like a tidal wave of pure gains. Yuming Elder, I'll gladly accept this massive gift you just gave me. Once I finish my cultivation retreat, it's time to pull up to the Yuming underground palace and wreck the place. Amidst the cheers and prayers of the civilians waking up, Xuan Yanggong, Qiwu, and Su Qinghan turn into 3 streaks of light and blast off straight toward Mount Jiupan. They're taking the main road from Xiatai County to the prefecture capital, passing through the Lingpo section. The terrain here is a death trap, with cliffs on both sides as sharp as blades. The area is permanently stuck in deep fog, where Inspector Wei Changgang and his squad are galloping through on horseback. Right in the middle of the squad is a high-end golden silk wood carriage, rocking the official crest of the Spirit Suppression Bureau. The carriage was loaded with the official imperial seal, signed and stamped by the magistrate and personally endorsed by Wei Changgang, ready to be sent to the capital. But just as the carriage reached the narrowest point under the slope, some shady business went down. The bright sun was suddenly blocked out by a massive, pitch-black death aura. The plants nearby instantly withered and turned into charred garbage. Pale as a ghost figures clawed out of the ground, their blades sharp as razors, and shredded the spirit guard knights and their horses to pieces in a split second. Wei Changgang's face lost all its color. Those were the suicidal lackeys of the Nether sect trying to gank the transport. Amidst the gloomy winds, an old twig of a man in a blood-red cloak, eyes burning with ghostly green fire, slowly started walking through the air. With every step he took, a bloody lotus flower bloomed beneath his feet. It's the Blood Sea Guardian of the Nether sect. This guy's clout makes the Yin-Yang King look like an amateur. Hand over the intel on the Saintess and the background of that fake god. I'll be generous and turn you into a blood slave in the Saint sect's pool. You'll be begging for death, but I won't let you leave this world that easy. The Blood Sea Guardian flicked his sleeve, and Wei Changgang screamed in pure rage, desperately burning the last of his mana just to stay in the fight. His golden barrier was glitching out, barely hanging on against the corrosion of the blood rain. Fang Yu gripped his cyan longsword. Covered in blood, he took out 2 Nether sect goons rushing him, but the Blood Sea Guardian just flicked a tiny blood arrow at him, piercing his shoulder like it was nothing, and sent him flying into the cliffside. Lord Wei, these cultist losers are trying to cut off the God King's path to divinity. Use the Blood Escape Talisman to send a signal, quick. My envoy, I don't think I'm making it out of this one alive. Wei Changgang bit his finger until it bled, frantically scribbling a message on a piece of white silk. Since he was out of mana, every stroke was fueled by his own life force. The handwriting was trash, but the intent was heavy enough to pierce through the silk. He shoved the silk into a specialized mechanical cloud sparrow and lit a super expensive long-distance break-the-void talisman. Fly, little bird, and tell the Xuanyang Palace to save my brothers. Meanwhile, deep inside the Xuanyang Divine Palace on Mount Jiupan, the whole building was vibrating with a weird rhythmic energy. Xuanyang Palace sat right at the center of the yin-yang primordial array, bathed in the glow of star crystals, and a massive surge of golden-purple national destiny that only the Imperial Court could grant. System alert. Host's merit is maxed out, the people have been conquered, triggering the promotion event, leveling up from a weak house deity to a regional divine overlord. A pillar of golden light blasted into the sky, forcing every living soul within 100 miles to bow down toward the palace. The previously ghostly avatar of Xuanyang Palace finally solidified, with every inch of skin glowing like tempered metal. The Dantian space inside his body is going absolutely nuclear, expanding like crazy. That golden spirit blade is buzzing with god-tier energy, glowing with an aura that screams, "Don't mess with me." The moment he locks in his cultivation, a mechanical cloud sparrow, carrying a blood-soaked message, smashes through the barrier. It lets out one final pathetic squawk before face-planting onto the divine platform. Xuan Yanggong cracks his eyes open. Looks like Wei Changgang is in deep trouble, and the underworld cult is back at it again. You absolute clowns, you really don't know when to quit, do you? Su Qinghan drifts in looking elegant as ever in her flowing blue dress. My lord, let me go with you. My body can act as a vessel for the divine seal to suppress that nasty blood rot. I'll act as your vanguard and burn those sewer-dwelling rats to a crisp. Qinghan, stay and guard the palace and keep the spirit spring safe. Qiyu, you're with me. No one touches my envoy and lives. I'm going to turn this spirit-severing ridge into a graveyard for the entire underworld cult. Xuan Yanggong takes a step, summoning a massive cloud of good fortune beneath his feet, with Qi Yu trailing right behind him like a streak of red fire. The two of them turn into twin streaks of light, painting the sky with raw power. In just a few heartbeats, they close 100 miles and hover directly over the spirit-severing ridge. Down below, Wei Changgung is totally gassed, completely out of juice. The Blood Sea Protector is busy yapping, raising his crusty, withered hand to deliver the finishing blow to our boy. Time to die, loser. Xuan Yanggong's voice booms like a thunderclap, literally shaking the entire valley. Die! A purple blade beam 100 feet long crashes down from the heavens. This isn't just some basic strike. He's dropping the full weight of the heaven-splitting art. Enhanced by his full god-tier status, the sky is literally tearing apart. The Blood Sea Protector loses his mind, desperately throwing up his life-bound blood flag to block the hit. But the second it touches the blade beam, the flag shatters into toothpicks like rotten wood. The Protector is left absolutely shook, screaming in pure terror. This kind of power, you aren't a lesser god, you're a high god. This is impossible. Xuan Yanggong slowly descends from the clouds, looking like a total final boss. His golden avatar radiates for 100 miles, lighting up the whole map. The spirit blade in his hand gobbles up all the surrounding dark energy, turning a menacing, ghostly purple. I'll handle the underworld palace myself. As for you, it's time for you to turn into literal dust. Xuan Yanggong snaps his left hand into a seal. By the god's command, 9 heavens thunder, 5 thunders, hundreds of violet lightning bolts cascaded down like a waterfall. The cultists didn't even have time to scream, completely erased by this absolute god-tier display of power. The purple lightning at the spirit convergence point gradually flickered out, and the sky, previously stained red by the blood rain, melted away faster than ice in the desert under the sheer pressure of Xuan Yanggong. Inside the valley, the miserable wails of the ghosts were silenced, replaced by a soul-shaking, eerie stillness. Wei Changgung collapsed onto the scorched road, staring blankly at the golden avatar looming in the sky like a gigachad. That 10,000 thunder planes move had just shredded the heavens, vaporizing the last shred of his ego as an imperial envoy. This deity is truly on a whole other level. Beside him, Fang Yu struggled to crawl out from the rubble. Our Great Hui Kingdom's 3 northern counties actually birthed a true god of this magnitude. My lord, the god rising during our darkest hour, is clearly Destiny's main character. If it wasn't for him, we'd all be fertilizer in that blood pool right now. Up in the sky, Xuan Yanggong looked down, his purple gold eyes piercing through the fear and that lingering, pathetic greed deep in Wei Changung's soul. He stepped on the clouds, descending slowly. Wherever he stepped, green life sprouted from the burnt earth. Patrol Officer Wei, I've seen the decree you were yapping about. Xuan Yanggong flicked his wrist, and the blood-soaked silk scroll rose from the dirt, hovering in mid-air. The characters on the scroll reacted to his god energy, glowing with a fierce red light. This savior's grace, I, Wei, will never forget. Surviving this catastrophe is entirely thanks to your divine mercy. In the name of the Imperial Patrol, and acting on behalf of Chief Han Xiao, I hereby confer this title upon you. He trembling pulled out a golden red seal from his robes and slammed it onto the blood scroll. In an instant, the dragon aura of the Great Hui Kingdom reacted. A small but incredibly pure stream of purple gold energy descended from the void, pouring straight into Xuan Yanggong's avatar. By the will of heaven and the hearts of the people, Xuan Yanggong of Shaotai County, having executed the spirits and purged the demons, saving the masses from total destruction, I officially petition the Imperial Court to grant you the title. Great Marshal and Protector Saint of Shaotai, official guardian deity of the 3 northern counties, to be worshipped for eternity, forever loyal to the kingdom. Xuan Yanggong. His sea of consciousness suddenly exploded with a golden tide, moving with the force of collapsing mountains and overflowing seas. It was a massive, ultra-pure wave of belief power. System detected the host just received the highest imperial title. The dragon aura of the Great Hui Kingdom is flowing into his body, stabilizing his divinity completely. Achievement unlocked, officially recognized by the throne. Because of Wei Xun's absolute terror and awe, the belief feedback just doubled. The system is dropping a sweet 5,000 merit points. Feeling that divine power practically overflowing in his body, Xuan Yanggong sensed the golden spirit blade in his internal court humming and vibrating non-stop, the blade surface absorbing that dragon aura and sprouting dark gold dragon scale patterns. The black snake blade spirit inside leveled up instantly, evolving at this very moment. It's low-key, looking like it's about to turn into a full-blown dragon. His divinity status is now official, a legit government-registered local deity. His jurisdiction just expanded to a 50-mile radius, covering the entire Shaotai County and unlocking a new feature, Divine Decree. He can now burn merit points to grant official divine titles to his subordinates. Xuan Yanggong gripped his blade, and the lingering yin energy running wild at the spirit vein was instantly devoured by his blade aura. Wei Xun, I'll gladly take this massive gift of yours. Since I've accepted this title, the peace of Xiatai County is now under my protection. Many thanks to the Marshal for his grace. With the Divine Lord guarding us, even if that human elder comes himself, we'll make sure he never leaves. Xuan Yanggong turned to look at the wounded Fang Wu, flicked his finger, and a streak of green light packed with life force from the Suxing Xuanjing surged into Fang Wu's shoulder. Fang Wu felt a cool sensation, and his blood arrow wound, which usually takes forever to heal, was regenerating right before his eyes. Fang Wu was sobbing with joy, bowing his head repeatedly. Thank you, Divine Lord, for saving my life. Fang Wu pledges to go through fire and water for you, loyal until my dying breath. Xuan Yanggong looked toward the northwest. That's where the aura of the Yumin cult is thickest. Then he looked at Wei Xun and said, Wei Xun, take the remaining troops back to the city to recover, and report the battle exactly as it happened to the Spirit Suppression Bureau. Qi Yu, you're coming with me to wipe out the remaining cultist trash at this spirit vein. I intend to track these blood trails straight to the heart of their secret underground lair. Consider it done, boss. He knew that after today, he, Wei Changgung, would be the most powerful patrol inspector in all of northern Huainan, all because he's got a real bona fide duke backing his every move. At the Great Hui Empire's Spirit-Suppressing Bureau branch, the iron-wrought gates radiated a cold, murderous aura. Wei Changgang had finally swapped his rags for a crisp, brand-new inspector's uniform. His aura was still a bit shaky, but his eyes were burning with a newfound, unshakable confidence. He strode through the corridors, heading straight for Bureau Chief Han Xiao's private chambers. Han Xiao was sitting stiffly on a chair, a master seat carved from 10,000-year-old agarwood, playing with two jade cicadas that were leaking faint traces of immortal energy. Wei Changgung bowed low, his voice booming. Chief, your subordinate has successfully completed the mission. On my way back, I was hunted by the Bloodsea protectors of the Nether cult. But thanks to the blessing of the local true god, Duke Xuanyang, I not only kept the petition safe, but wiped out their entire ambush squad. Han Xiao stood up abruptly. Wei Changgung, do you even know what kind of nonsense you're spewing? A true god in that district. The Bureau's detection techniques are absolute. We never miss. How could a barren hellhole like that possibly give birth to a divine existence? Wei Changgung didn't say a word, simply offering up the blood-sealed petition, still crackling with purple divine energy and imperial dragon essence. Han Xiao snatched it up, the purple gold light swirling across the document, the unmistakable signature of a deity sanctioned by the heavens themselves. Heavenly divine status. Could it actually be a true god? The Nether cult is plotting to murder the Saintess and ruin the Empire. They even went as far as sending their elders to manifest in the flesh. This is way above our pay grade now. We can't sweep this under the rug anymore. If this Duke Xuanyang has truly ascended to godhood and is willing to protect our Great Hui, then the Bureau is going to cash in on this favor right now. Pass on my orders. Take 500 spirit suppression cavalry and return to Xiatai with him. Help Duke Xuanyang wipe those Nether cult rats off the map. Duke Xuanyang sat upright upon his divine throne. Massive merit points. The system points are literally glowing with that main character golden aura. System, fire up the advanced upgrade menu. I need to max out my squad's stats before this boss fight gets real. Xuanyang stares into the void with eyes like burning torches, fingers dancing across the air. Upgrade queue. Qi Wu gets promoted to General Godmight, costs 3,000 merit points. Boosting physical defense, evolving the fire spear into the blazing scale heaven burner, now with added burn damage. Su Qinghan gets her heart-purifying art maxed out for 2,500 merit, syncing her soul and energy perfectly. Now she can spam area of effect purification spells during the raid, absolutely broken. Scaleblade evolved into Dragon Scale Godblade, cost 4,000 merit. Cleansing the Dark Serpent inside the blade into a purple lightning dragon, upgrading it to Earth Tier, mid-grade gear. Qi Wu drops to one knee as his whole body ignites in a fiery gold glow. Thank you for the blessing, my lord. I'll flip that Nether palace upside down for you. I will give my all. Qinghan won't let a single drop of evil blood stain your divine robes. 3 days later, the peace at the foot of Mount Jiupan is shattered by the thunder of 1,000 hooves. Wei Changgung pulls up with 500 elite black-armored knights, crashing in like a literal tsunami. Wu Kun shows up too, bringing the county office elite squad along with Fang Yu. Everyone stares up at the Xuanyang Divine Palace, glowing with insane main character energy at the peak. Wei Changgung hops off his horse. I, Wei Changgung, acting on the boss's orders, have returned with the reinforcements, requesting the Great Marshal Xuanyang to lead the charge. Xuanyang glides down from the clouds, his golden avatar looking more dripped out than ever. He nods at the backup army, then fixes his gaze on the cursed cloud-covered wasteland to the northwest. They think they can mess with my kingdom and hurt my people? Today we march into that Nether palace and behead their elder, no questions asked. Xuanyang stands on his cloud platform, Qi Wu and Su Qinghan guarding his flanks like absolute bosses. He closes his eyes, activating his soul sight, his consciousness spreading like a spiderweb for 100 miles. He instantly locks onto a massive swirling vortex of negative energy deep under the wasteland. That's the hideout where the Nether cult has been cooking up their evil schemes for a century. Fang Yu points toward the rolling wall of black mist ahead. My lord, that right there is the legendary Heavenly Ghost Death Zone. The Nether Palace is buried deep underground, guarded by ghost soldiers patrolling around the clock. Ghost soldiers? In front of me? They wouldn't dare. Soldiers, follow me and let's break this formation. As the army reaches the wasteland, the very ground starts trembling like it's terrified. A massive 100-foot-tall gate made entirely of skulls slowly rises from the depths of the earth, revealing the entrance to the Nether Palace. Ghostly necromantic flames burn intensely all around the perimeter, as thousands of undead soldiers flood out like a literal tide. Xuanyang, you absolute fraud. Do you really think a government title is enough to stop the Holy Sect's grand plan? Today, your 500 cavalry and your very soul will become sacrifices for our glorious resurrection. I've declared you a demon, so you shall rot in the dirt. Attack. Qi Yu turned into a meteor, charging straight into the front lines of the heretics. Su Qinghan unleashed waves of cyan light, buffing the cavalry with god-tier penetration power. As for the Duke of Xuanyang, he rode solo with his blade, cleaving the bone gate wide open. The final boss fight has officially begun. The desolate graveyard, a land of death, was instantly shattered by the thunderous hooves of the 500 elite soldiers. Wei Changgung rode in the center, commanding the squad to form a steel formation that cut through the air like a razor. Before them, the undead tide roared and slammed into the government lines like a dark tsunami. The soldiers charged without fear, knowing this was their moment to crush the demon lair and earn their fame and fortune. Just as the two sides clashed, a streak of purple-gold light pierced through the black fog. The Duke of Xuanyang stood on clouds, swinging his dragon-scale divine blade, sending a purple arc of energy 100 feet long, turning hundreds of fodder soldiers into literal dust in a blink. Qiyu Qinghan, follow me into the heart of their lair. Everyone else, finish off the trash. Qiyu ignited, transforming into a sea of raging flames. Every swing of his fire-kylan spear summoned a massive pillar of solar fire, vaporizing every bone guard in his path. Su Qinghan floated in her cyan robes, her hands weaving through the air as petals of light healed the troops and maxed out their stats. After smashing the gate, they stormed into the main hall of the Nether Palace. The scale of this place is absolutely insane, with massive iron chains coiled around giant stone pillars. At the end of every chain hangs a pulsing, heart-shaped relic, draining essence from the blood pool below. 3 Nether protectors rose from the blood pool to block their path. This is the forbidden zone of our elders. Everyone who enters here dies. Including you. Taste my fire-scale prairie burn. Crimson feathers turn into afterimages as his spear roars like a fire dragon, clashing with the 2 guardians. Every strike hits with the weight of a mountain, spraying golden sparks that melt the palace tiles, while Su Qinghan sits behind, channeling the heart-cleansing arts. A colossal green avatar, several stories high, materializes out of nowhere. The avatar forms a seal, firing off waves of golden light to break the evil curses and suppress the blood spirit techniques of these creeps. Wei Changgung leads his 500 elite cavalry in a formation outside, body blocking the infinite waves of ghost soldiers. Fang Yu weaves through the chaotic battlefield, his green longsword cleanly harvesting the lives of the fodder currently suppressed by the holy light. Xuanyang doesn't even spare a glance for the brawl in the main hall. His gaze pierces through layers of blood and bone, locking eyes with the throne made of white bones deep in the back of the hall. There, Elder Yu Ming sits perfectly still, his body seemingly fused with the blood pool beneath him. His pale eyes glow with a blood-red light that would make anyone shiver. In the blood pool, the dark red liquid boils like lava, filled with countless wailing spirits bobbing up and down. The screams are enough to shatter your very soul. Xuanyang grips his dragon-scale divine blade, his golden avatar glowing with a purple-gold glass-like aura in the dark dungeon. Every step he takes sprouts a pure golden lotus of merit, vaporizing the nasty blood mist crawling everywhere. Xuanyang kid, you destroyed my killing embryo, killed my Dharma king, and today you actually dare to lead this ragtag team deep into my lair. Do you really think that little protective halo of yours can keep your soul from getting deleted? Elder Yu Ming, you're using this demonic trash to reach divinity. Heaven itself wants you dead. Today, I'm using this dragon scale blade to permanently clip your evil wings. Elder Yu Ming flicks his robe, and 9 vile dragons made of thick, coagulated blood burst from the pool. These dragons are clawing and snapping, spitting out green ghost lightning that straight up melts the soul, locking down every possible escape route for Xuanyang. Pathetic parlor tricks. Divine Golden Shield, break the illusion, expose the truth. Xuanyang triggers his divine eye ability, instantly pinning the energy flow joints inside the 9 blood dragons. He doesn't even flinch, charging straight into the danger. The dragon scale blade erupts with blinding purple blades, the dragon scales on the sword glowing like they've come to life. Heaven Cheo's blade art, shred the heavens. That strike is fast as lightning and heavy as 1,000 armies. A massive purple crescent-shaped arc of energy. Dozens of... Not only did he slice the throats of all 9 blood dragons, but he also left a massive crack on the bone throne behind them. The audacity. To think he's already tapped into the realm of spoken law. But inside my blood demon formation, I am literally God, spitting out a mouthful of black-red life essence. The surging blood mist suddenly contracted violently. A massive 100-foot-tall blood demon entity, with 8 arms, blue skin, and jagged fangs, stepped straight out of the void. With every step this giant took, the entire underground palace groaned like it was about to collapse. The insane pressure had Wei Changgung and his 500 elite cavalries outside the hall shivering in their boots. Xuanyangong's aura surged, backed by the prayers and incense of the 3 northern prefectures. This little blood demon of yours is nothing but a rootless weed. Behind Xuanyangong, a golden avatar 100 feet tall materialized. Within the avatar, you could faintly see a thriving kingdom, with people living in peace and prosperity. The collective will of the masses formed a shimmering god-tier armor draped over the avatar. The 8-armed blood demon went berserk, swinging all sorts of cursed weapons forged from white bone. Every single strike had enough power to flip the world upside down, launching a relentless assault on Xuanyangong. Xuanyangong didn't budge an inch, using his left hand to unleash a suppression technique, forcibly attacking his opponent's sea of consciousness. His right hand swung the dragon scale blade, deflecting every incoming blow. Purple lightning and blood-red demonic light collided mid-air, shaking the heavens. The entire main hall couldn't handle the shockwaves of that insane energy. Stone pillars crumbled, and the air was thick with debris. Failing to land a hit, he was getting desperate. A crazed glint flashed in the eyes of Elder Yuming. The blood demon suddenly opened its cavernous, blood-soaked maw, trying to swallow Xuanyangong whole into its stomach pit of 10,000 ghosts. I was literally waiting for you to walk right into my trap. Unified spirit and void. Xuanyangong poured his entire soul force into the dragon's scale blade. The blade, once still, transformed into a purple lightning dragon forged from pure electricity and sword chi. This 100-meter dragon was covered in scales that were essentially razor-sharp blades. It let out a roar that shook the underworld, diving straight into the blood demon's gaping mouth and tearing through its body. Your soul can actually withstand the Saint Sex evil poison? All thanks to my void-crossing technique. Xuanyangong's soul latched onto the blade dragon, rampaging and shredding everything inside the blood demon's body. Ignoring the necrotic energy gnawing at him, Xuanyangong zeroed in on the elder's soul essence hiding inside the avatar. Xuanyangong unleashed his heaven-shattering blade art. The blade dragon detonated right inside the blood demon's core. Infinite blade energy shredded the 100-foot-tall demon into bloody confetti from the inside out. The elder went full fountain mode, coughing up blood as his signature death aura leaked out like a broken faucet. Elder Yuming was looking absolutely cooked, scrambling to pull a runner. Xuanyangong, don't get too hyped up. Once I hit the depths of the dungeon, I'm coming back to level your temple to the ground. You aren't making it to later. Under my decree, this dungeon is officially your tomb. Xuanyangong stood in the void, pulsing with a godly, death-defying aura, channeling every bit of merit and mana he just farmed, to trigger a divine lightning strike strong enough to purify anything breathing evil. Celestial decree, 9 heavens radiance, 5 lights obliterate all demons. The ceiling of the Yuming dungeon got shredded by thousands of death lightning bolts, each one crackling with pure heavenly oppression. The blood pool evaporated in the lightning fire, and the bone throne turned into straight dust. Elder Yuming let out one last pathetic, desperate scream. A second later, his body and soul were erased from existence. 0 remnants left, total skill issue. As the last thunderclap faded, the dungeon's stench was scrubbed clean, revealing a pristine, hidden cave. Xuanyangong slowly stashed away his fully restored dragon scale blade. He looked down at everyone, at Qiyu, Su Qinghan, and Wei Changgung, who were staring at his absolute unit of a figure amidst the lingering sparks, and they all dropped to their knees in pure worship. The evil is purged. Clean up the mess with the spirit guards. Qiyu, take the troops back to the temple for your rewards. Understood, Lord. As the Yuming dungeon finished its final collapse, the ominous clouds that had choked the sky over Xiaotai Prefecture for a century finally cleared away. Xuanyangong floated above the clouds, looking down at the scarred but healing landscape below. 500 spirit cavalry, led by Wei Changgung, shouted in unison toward the massive golden avatar in the sky. Their collective resolve poured into Xuanyangong like a flowing golden river of power. Suddenly, the sweet sound of the system chime rang in his mind like angelic music. Ding! Host has completely cleared the Yuming disaster in Huainan and saved thousands from the blood sacrifice. Initiating final rewards calculation. Ding. Gained 8,000 points of merit, plus an extra 5,000 points from the kingdom's national luck. System detected that the host has reached peak merit level. Unlocked the final evolutionary achievement, the Undying Golden Body. Status elevated to Protector God of the 10,000 families. Xuanyang thought to himself, system, burn all the merit, and reshape the 9 cauldrons divine realm to lock down the Huainan region forever. Following Xuanyang's divine decree, the entire 9 cauldrons mountain range underwent a world-shattering transformation. The divine realm, which was only 50 miles wide, started expanding like crazy, until it covered the entire prefecture, with the spirit spring waters raining down as divine rainbows upon the mortals below. Every commoner plagued by the evil spirits of the underworld was instantly cleansed and healed. Within the Xuanyang Divine Palace, a massive 10,000-foot gold statue sprouted straight out of the ground. Floating behind the statue was a giant ring of yin-yang merit, the ultimate flex for a national protector deity. Wei Changgung bowed down in complete awe. Congratulations to the Divine Lord. Long live our great protector marshal. May your golden body safeguard our nation's luck for 10,000 years. Xuanyang stood on the divine altar, looking down at the 2 comrades who had been riding with him since day 1. With a flick of his finger, 2 beams of dense purple-gold divine energy shot directly into Qiyu and Su Qinghan. Qiyu, you started as a mere mountain bird, but you've been protecting my path, so today I promote you to 9 Cauldrons Heaven Patrol General. Go hunt down those pesky demons. I accept the order. I'll make sure no demon dares to set foot on the Divine Lord's land ever again. Su Qinghan, you were once a sex saintess, but you've turned a disaster into a blessing and rebuilt your cultivation foundation. Today, I appoint you as the chief priest of the Divine Realm, tasked with guiding the masses and passing down the legacy of the pure heart. Qinghan will give her all to spread the faith for the Divine Lord and protect all living beings. Years later, Lu Village in Xiatai Prefecture had long become the most famous pilgrimage site in the entire world. The old dusty shrine was now the majestic Xuanyang Main Hall, so popular that even the royal family from the capital showed up to kowtow. Xuanyang didn't manifest his physical body as often anymore, but every living soul wandering the lands of Huainan knew, when the night falls, all you have to do is whisper the name Xuanyang, and his purple lightning blade will slice through any nightmare coming for you. Xuanyang sat alone on his throne in the 9 heavens, watching over the mortals. Man, he traveled to this world just looking for immortality. Who knew he's not the broke-ass street rat he used to be. He's the eternal guardian of this whole realm now. Gold light is flooding the skies as the Xuanyang Palace merges with the collective prayers of the masses, becoming one with the earth, the mountains, and the sun and moon itself. End of chapter.